Run that band like a DJ. I know you see this big face. Like a DJ. Run that band like a DJ. I know you see this big face.
But I don't feel happy when it's over. I just check my phone for the 600 billionth time, and there's nothing, of course. Nothing. But I don't feel happy when it's over. I just check my phone for the 600 billionth time, and there's nothing, of course. Nothing.
What's going on this morning? We're going to be talking about male hierarchy. Your favorite subject if you are on the top of the male hierarchy. If you're on the bottom, it's going to be your worst subject. So occasionally, I feel like talking about male hierarchy. Why do I talk about male hierarchy? Because it's a thing. And it's a thing that a lot of men don't want to talk about. Here's the thing. This is why men don't want to talk about male hierarchy. Typically, people that have bigger followings, bigger subscribers, bigger engagement, basically, we live in a world primarily that consists of primarily men on a lower spectrum of the hierarchy. So men typically don't talk about it because they don't want to offend their basically subscribers. They don't want to, they don't want to. You'll literally, you know, if you just kind of like, if you got people that got channels that's alpha this, and I even seen somebody that has a channel I think called Beta Male Strategies, alpha this, alpha that. I mean, with the exception of that, like people have their whole channel in their content based off of you know being an alpha, being a beta or whatever. Primarily alpha. Nobody really wants to step into that beta ness. Nobody really talks about beta that much as far as they're proud of being a beta, which I have to remind people it's worse hierarchies that are lower than beta. Being a beta is not really the worst lot in life, and definitely I talk a lot about hierarchy from time to time. You don't have to be wherever you don't like to be. You can change your hierarchy status. That's something that's internal. It's something that if you choose to be a badass, you want to be a more tougher individual. That's something that you can change. Not gonna say you can change overnight, but it takes time. It's something you could definitely change. Now, why do I piss off my subscribers and everything else? I don't give a fuck. Sometimes, if you probably don't tell, I sometimes just don't give a fuck. Tonight, this morning, basically, is one of those days where I just, you know what? I'm gonna let my balls hang a little bit. Um, and basically remind you that yeah, there is a male hierarchy. You know it's a male hierarchy, but you don't really want to really deal with it. Okay, you don't really want to deal with that situation because typically you on the lower end of the hierarchy. Now, here's the thing: it's some people that play both sides of both ends of the candle. Okay, it's called Sigma. Okay, Sigma males, they can basically be multidimensional, meaning they can be in a situation where they could be an alpha, or They can be even a lower tier male, like a theta male. Um, it just it's situational. Typically, men like this are very, very dangerous to a lot of people. Um, this is what I typically try to do. That's really what I do. That's why people can't really, they try to box me in or try to understand me. They think that either I might be lower, and in this situation I might be going through something. I might be challenging, going through some challenges or whatever, and then boom, you know what I'm saying, put my cape back on, and then I'm you know what I'm saying, I'm off to the races, you know what I'm saying, I'm above the clouds, you know what I'm saying. you know like you forgot, you really don't know who the fuck I am, like, you know what I'm saying, like yeah. But the cover of the thumbnail, that's Nas and his crew. It's kind of what I'm talking about. As far as, one of the things I like about New York, you know what I'm saying, they'll roll with that one dude. They'll roll with the alpha. They kind of know male hierarchy probably better than people from Chicago. People from Chicago, you know what we do in Chicago, right? You know what the hood guys do in Chicago, right? Especially the young guys. They go kill the person that's gonna put everybody on. You know what I'm saying? They literally, you know what I'm saying, they'll off the dude that is pretty much feeding the whole gang, or the whole crew, whatever. They literally kill him because he don't want to give up no money, or they not happy about, they didn't bail somebody out, or they didn't help somebody out. Basically this happened. You young guys, I mean, let's just call it what it is. Like, I really don't really listen to a lot of drill music like that. But I was in Chicago. I had a computer store actually in Chicago when Chief Keef just came on the scene. And Chief Keef literally is the grandfather of drill music, straight out the southeast side of Chicago. Literally, he's literally the grandfather of drill music, right? They really, like, cats in Chicago pride themselves on running niggas off Chicago. Like, you can't even live in your own city and blow up because all these dudes, all these simps, basically simp enforcers, they don't, you know what I'm saying, basically honor the hierarchy. They think they the alpha. And then it's like, okay, if you the alpha, okay, you be the alpha. They can't be the alpha. they can't do it. They can't get on, they can't shine. They gotta, that's why dudes, both men and women, they always looking for somebody to manipulate, somebody to extort, somebody to, you know what I'm saying, basically take advantage of.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
I mean, they always looking for the next mark, because see, it's another thing, that kind of goes into that, but that's a side. But um a lot, like, I would have to say, I don't know. I would have to do some, like, criminal, I would have to talk to a criminologist, or some type of, like, probably federal agent or something, to figure out, like, who got the most dangerous simps. In my opinion, okay, let's talk about it. Who got the most dangerous simps? Definitely Chicago's in question. Chicago definitely, I mean, I've Chicago has a track record for having some of the deadliest simps that I ever seen. Um, Even lawyer, is even a lawyer, right? Okay, Eddie Curry. If you ever heard of Eddie Curry, basketball player Eddie Curry, he played for the Bulls and the Knicks in the early 2000s. Even a lawyer, a practicing attorney, passed the bar. Basically, like, okay, so I dated a couple chicks that was lawyers, right? you have to go to undergrad, take some type of discipline. It doesn't necessarily have to be law or pre-law, right? Most of them, that's what they take, is like some type of pre-law class, right? Undergrad, right? You could take a sociology, you could have a sociology discipline or whatever and be a lawyer. They're more flexible now towards certain disciplines and stuff like that. Basically, you just have to pass the, I believe, what is it called? The LSAT. You have to pass the LSAT to get into law school. Some states you don't even have to necessarily have a law degree or a graduate degree in law. You just have to pass the bar and you become a practicing attorney. I don't know what those states are. I do know California is one of those states. Yet, all that aside, basically, the thing is that even Eddie Curry, he got extorted by a lawyer, a practicing attorney. Um, and yeah, like he was trying to use his baby mama to get more money, killed one of his kids or her kid, killed the chick, and then he got caught and he's still in jail as we speak today. And yeah, like dude's trying to basically manipulate the chick to try to extort her through him to get some money. Like, you know what I'm saying? He just signed like, something like 30 million or 50 million or something like that. Um, shoot, I don't know, man. Something about Chicago, man. The cold weather, trying to survive, you know what I'm saying? It's really, really difficult for a lot of people to survive in Chicago, man. And then the greed for, cars, clothes, jewelry, success, and all of that, man. It drives a lot of crime, a lot of violence, you know what I'm saying? But
Survive!
I mean, a lot of people be trying to, man, come up, trying to manipulate other people, trying to use other people. Then like this is what happens typically. This is where what I'm talking about as far as sigmas, right? They'll think you like, I like even playing with people. Like I ain't low key. Hey, I'm all in your head like Freud. Pause. Uh, I'll play a low, like I'll play like a weak, like this is in the 48 laws of power too. I'll play a weak dude. I'll even like, yeah, you can do this to women. I play like I'm like a dork, like a lame dork that can't get no women, just to see how you go act. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've literally I've had people, I had women see me in person that they know me online and be doing double takes, damn near about to run into a pole. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the persona, my internet persona, is totally different than my real world persona or my reality, right? So yeah, I like playing with people like that. Like I'll come off weak, like, you know what I'm saying, and then dudes get excited. Even women get excited. Like if they think you weak, like they'll try to rip your ass apart, like low key. Um, you know what I'm saying? But then when they find out, like really, you could say, nah, they ain't even a snake. That's more, what animal does that same behavior, like pretends like they weak or whatever? Uh, I would have to say a Wolverine. Wolverines kind of look like they just a big ass uh a squirrel or some shit, a rabbit or something. Just they short, they low to the ground, kind of slender. They look like they just a little play toy you could just pick up and eat it. But a Wolverine will tear your ass to smithereens. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, it's, you know what I'm saying, notorious, man. A Wolverine will fight off a goddamn bear. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, yeah, like I love playing with people like that. I love it. I mean, I even like with women, I mean, it's not even so much. I'm not the only one. You don't have to be around women to interpret women, but I'm very good at like it's like I understand the language of a woman, even if she lying. Like I can really interpret women very well because I grew up with older sisters and shit. You know what I'm saying? They had their little friends and shit around. So yeah, I mean, like the Sigma shit, man. You know, shout out to Sigma game. Like when you can play it, you could play it. A lot of that's basically how a lot of spies, man, they have to be Sigmas. If I had to say anybody that like career wise, their embodiment is a Sigma male or even a Sigma woman, they have to do that. That's their world. They have to be Sigma. Um, and I grew up basically that's my whole thing, man. I mean, hey, if you need me to go on a mission, if you want to find out your wife cheating on you, your brother, what I'm saying, sleep with your girlfriend or whatever, man, just hit me up, man. I mean, I probably could do that shit remote, man. They got all kind of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I probably don't even have to go to this, your location or whatever. I mean, definitely I could be flown out, man, and what I'm saying, pause, you know, use some, general stuff, man. I got cameras, man. I got all kind of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just some shit I like doing, man. I just love like, just kind of snooping, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just something I like doing. I just never did it. I never, when I was in the Navy, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be they call them I think IS is intelligent service. It's I forgot, man. It's been a long time ago, but it's basically they have like intelligent officers and stuff like that. That's what basically what's dude Montel Williams, that's what he was. He was an intelligent officer. He spoke Mandarin fluent and Russian. And he was a Navy intelligence officer. That was what he did. So, yeah, I like playing with people. People, think I'm slow or dumb. So I love that shit. That shit. It's like a cat playing with a mouse. You know what I'm saying? Like, like literally, you see me playing chess, like you think you smarter than me. You think you could outsmart me because you don't see me with a bitch. Dudes literally so caveman. They caveman logic is because you don't have a bitch. My club is bigger than your club, so you're an inferior man. And I get it. I mean, hey, that caveman logic that does work to a certain extent, but I mean, the cavemen pretty much that's what 100 million to a million years ago, at very least 100,000 years ago. Man, definitely have evolved since then. Um, Another thing is like everybody different. Some people will tell you what they did last night, and then they'll wake up the next day and they'll tell you what they did that day. Like, I'm just not that dude. I ain't gonna ever be that dude. I promise you. I'm just not that dude. And then definitely, if I was like on some Kai Cenat type shit, like engagement where I'm making millions of dollars, I might be more vocal about what what I'm saying I do or whatever. But nah, it's no incentive for me to tell you what I did last night, like, and who I did it with. Like, it's just not an incentive. If I was a full-time dating coach, maybe a little bit more, but I'm not no full-time dating coach. I definitely can help you if you having problems with dating, because I mean, I'll look at just how things are, how you are. I'll tell you where you fucking up. Soon as you turn on that Zoom, if you got fucking a FUBU shirt on and it's old, because FUBU still make clothes, But you got to get the updated FUBU, not the old FUBU. You rocking the old FUBU, you just gonna look like a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you got, it just, all I'm gonna tell you is basically what Kevin Samuels told you, and I'm gonna just give you I'm gonna give you like a more urban version of what Kevin Samuels gonna tell you to wear. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm more casual. I'm more dress casual, man. Business casual, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't really. I got suits, but I definitely got to get my suit game up. But thing is that, man, it's your uniform, your assertiveness, you know, your just into really, to be honest, it's your intelligence, your ability to get a good night's sleep, to be focused, man, your ability to conquer your environment. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of that's what's involved with that. But yeah, man, the thing is that when it comes down to it, yeah, it's a male hierarchy. Definitely a male hierarchy. And people try, like, again, that I can't say it enough, that Sigma life, that's that's really where you probably should strive to look into being, because um you can play with people like me. Some people don't like to play with people. I understand. Some people, they absolutely like to establish boundaries and all of that type of stuff. I definitely establish boundaries as well. Um, they don't like, what I'm saying, dealing with things like that. Typically, Sigmas kind of stick to themselves. You kind of be by themselves because um they not trying to get thrown off. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of time people just come into your life and they throw you off. You know what I'm saying? If you let them, you know what I'm saying? They throw you off your square. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, the reason you do what you do and the success you have is because you have a system. Every man has some type of system. Even if they might divert from that system, they have a system. You know what I'm saying? And it works for them. They have to kind of tweak it every now and again, maybe kind of square up on some things. But every man has either some type of system, or even if he doesn't have a system, he tries to work that system until he basically runs out of gas. A lot of times that's what I see. People trying to work a crappy ass system, and then it runs out of gas. And then it's like, people will try to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of time that's where people really messed up. And that's where male hierarchy kind of fucks up, you know what I'm saying? And like back to the thumbnail of this photo, you got Nas. Nas was the man. Like, he put all his homies on. That photo, that was when he dropped Illmatic. That was around that time, so that was shoot. I mean, I don't know how many albums he dropped since then. That was basically when he first got started. He gave all his homies cars, gave them jobs and stuff like that. And the rest is history. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong, you gotta be a diplomat, to a sense where you gotta know how to deal with people, but people are hard to deal with. Like Chicago dudes kind of hard to deal with, man. You know what I'm saying? When everybody trying to, you know, freaking take you out because they want your spot, or you got cats in Chicago so low down, so grimy, that they'll shoot you just to have notoriety that they shot you. They'll go to prison and give them like 20 years or something like that, because they don't give you that much time if you killed another black person. But the thing is this, right? They'll be so low down. A lot of times the dudes that really like do some gruesome crimes like murder and shit like that, a lot of them dudes ugly. If you notice that, man, I have to say one of the things I noticed about dudes that be doing a lot of heinous crimes, like I could pull the news right now, right? I could pull the news and then I can test my theory. So I could just put in, let's put in I could put in I could go to WGN news, and basically I can just be like, I can see the dudes that do crimes, right? Well, I could just go to, let's just go to international news, or not just national news. Let's just put in news, and I can test my theory. A lot of the dudes that commit crimes, man, they not really, you know what I'm saying, Paul's attractive dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something to it. It's kind of like the incels, the incels that go around shooting people and stuff like that because they can't get laid. Um, it's something to that, to affect that, you know, I think about shit like that because I'm a smart guy. Um, I think about what correlation with, certain things. Like one of the things I really wanted to do also, definitely when I got out the military, I wanted to be a detective. I always wanted to be a detective. Now, the reason why is that was all I watched as a kid. I watched Columbo, I watched Murder She Wrote, but I haven't really watched Murder She Wrote. My aunt, she used to my great aunt, she used to watch Murder She Wrote. I used to watch Columbo, Magna PI. Uh, I used to watch Hunter. It was a show. It was a show called Hunter, man. Y'all young guys don't know what the hell I'm talking about, man. Man, Hunter was this detective, man, in Los Angeles, that he had a long motherfucking 357 Magnum or some shit as a gun. Um, let me see if I can, like, what I'm saying, play a clip of this shit, man. And he was kind of like, he had a receding hairline. Let me see if I can play like some clips or some shit. I know they got some clips on YouTube. So I was indoctrinated to be a fucking detective. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I wanted to be. Like that, like low key, that's exactly what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a detective. You know what I'm saying? Because that was what I used to watch. So let me see if I can play this here and get this and show you what I'm talking about, man. So let me see here. And then my family, man, I got cousins that was cops that worked for Chicago police, and my uncle, my great uncle, he was a Chicago cop. So, like, look at these guns, man, this dude had, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
If you watch YouTube videos,
Let me play this. Let me see here. All right. And the 80s was difficult in a month, man. Let me talk about the 80s, man, real quick. If you survived the 80s, you already, like, a lot of people don't understand, like, your firmware is different because you done survived a time where there's no internet. It wasn't no streaming. Um, you only if you A lot of time people had an old TV where they had to turn the knob, and then they had to, you know what I'm saying, you had to use an antenna, and then TV actually came off at a certain time, like about 12 o'clock. TV was off. Like they would literally, it was certain channels, they would just play like the Star Spangled Banner or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to really, if you wanted to interact with somebody else, you had to go outside. You had to go outside and deal with whatever you had to deal with. You know, was this some sheltered kids? Yeah, it was always sheltered kids. But a lot of times it just wasn't that much to do in the house. If you had a video game, everybody, like the early 80s before Nintendo came out, only a few people had Ataris. It wasn't like a lot of people had Ataris. Um it was like it wasn't even that fun. It was like the graphics was very low grade. And then when Nintendo's came out, yeah, when Nintendo's was fun and everything like that, you would have your friends over, y'all play, whatever, Duck Hunt or whatever. Mario Brothers. Probably you had to take turns and play Mario Brothers, but it's like basically it wasn't even that fun. Like it wasn't like the graphics and stuff wasn't that great. You weren't about to stay inside all day and just play Nintendo. Like that really wasn't a thing. Like you had to still come outside, you know what I'm saying, have an interaction. It was just different. A lot of things was harder. Like, to make money was harder. It was harder to earn. It was like, you know what I'm saying? It just everything was a lot more difficult, but people were different because it wasn't no social media, wasn't no internet. You know what I'm saying? Like it just things was like more manual. You know what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm saying. So let me play this here, man. So this was the gun he had, which was like basically a Colt 911, 1911. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, his counterpart, man, she was a tough femme fatale, man. You know what I'm saying? Like this what I grew up watching, man. You see that receding hairline, boy. Damn. Shit. Hilarious. Man, how is they jumping over a goddamn fence, man? That's crazy.
Works for me.
Black coffee with your grits and your eggs. Color section.
Early tomorrow. But, either way, you drive safe.
Thanks.
That's actually, I think, a Mustang. I'm not sure what year, but
We can gather in a circle.
how can you not? I know, one thing I'll say, it's like situational awareness. I don't know how people don't look behind them and stuff like that, man. I mean, shout out to, cameras and stuff, man, right? So if you got a doorbell camera and it's motion sensitive, right? That it'll literally pick up. I mean, basically it'll pick up when you come to the door, but it'll also pick up somebody else if they came behind you. And yeah, it's like that technology did not exist. It wasn't no doorbell cameras. It literally nobody had any cameras. Like if you had a camera outside your house, man, most likely, like pretty much the police probably are safe to say that you was selling dope out your house. Like nobody had hardly any CCTV cameras, man. It was like very new technology. Only businesses had them, like, and very few businesses had them because just didn't have them like that. Only banks and like special places like had cameras. Ain't really had it like that. They ain't show the actual, what I'm saying, murder or whatever. But yeah, like censorship was crazy in the 80s. You ain't see no sex scenes and none of that, man. You know what I'm saying? They used to, even like before that, like I remember people talking about in the 60s, they would just they wouldn't even show people in the same bed. Like, it was a lot of censorship, man. You know. That's why today, like, if you talk to somebody like a Gen X chick, she's gonna act like there's no such thing as sex. Sex does not, like, the fact that you want sex, like, because just during a generation, man, like especially even older millennials, that it was so much censorship. It was crazy. Like they really tried to, it was easier to do it because there wasn't no internet, you know what I'm saying? And TV didn't have that. And if you had cable, the only thing you had cable, you could watch stuff, but you had to sneak watch it. And a lot of people didn't have cable. Some people had it. It depends. But even if they had it, it'll get cut off because people didn't want to pay that bill, So that was a thing.
All frequencies, 211 in progress at Wilshire and Overland. All units, all frequencies stand by. Unit 26, respond code 3.
This is L56, 6 blocks north. We'll respond code 2.
L56, you will not respond.
That's the second call you won't let me roll on. What am I doing out here, chasing gumball bandits?
L56, meet me on TAC 2. Go have lunch, Hunter. Don't aggravate the situation. Captain K never liked you. Now that he's been demoted from the chief staff to division command, he's been chewing on everyone. Go meet Tony for lunch.
I don't think this Ferrari Kane's got me driving's gonna make it.
It's good enough to get you where you have to go.
Only thing this thing is good for is a deep sea anchor. There's got to be 100 regulations against Kane doing.
You know the beautiful thing about women? They can never admit their guy was the reason why. You should try it and see.
Let me go see if they'll honor the city check, and we'll go put another notch in that belt of yours.
All right.
Hey, how about a big chili dog down to Mermaid Cafe?
Oh, that sounds great. Because, she's only on the second chapter in her friend.
You wouldn't know the date, would you?
What? It's the 12th.
Wrong. It's the day you're going to jail.
What?
Take this guy. I'm getting the other one.
Get out of here, man! Throw it to the Aiden!
That gun, man. That shoot, man. If you do, man, I would say, man, that's something you want to have, man. That's the ultimate gun people gonna have to they either want or they already got it, man. It's their prize collection. That Colt 1911, man. 45. Joe. That was the service weapon for like World War One. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that I mean, you know what I'm saying? That was what I watched. A lot of them cops TV shows and stuff like that, man. Um the thing is that a lot of times, yeah, like it's like people don't try to they don't try to they don't respect male hierarchy because cats think a gun gonna solve all their problems. You know what I'm saying? They think that a gun gonna solve all their problems, and everybody's an alpha on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Till a real one show up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, everybody's a gangster to a real gangster show up. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that uh I talk about male hierarchy because it's like nobody else really want to talk about it. And I gotta help you remind you, you know what I'm saying, you fucking up. I'm the person that's just gonna remind you from time to time, you fucking up, man. You know what I'm saying? You fucking up. You trying to be somebody you not. And it's like, okay, what do I mean? Why do I help you if you trying to be something you not? Instead of you trying to be the better version of yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, um, if you are on some beta shit, you know, you trying to move up to a higher level and be like what I call a beta master, where you got some type of large influence, power to affect others and environment. You're not physically strong, and you may be even socially awkward with women and men outside the environment of business. You're not really sexually appealing to most women, most likely. But see, here's where things kind of get different. If you focus on something to be a millionaire, or even better, a uber wealthy person is basically a multimillionaire, a decamillionaire. Um, you run like some type of business, some type of corporation. You have employees. Basically, that's the best thing you could do as a beta male. You really, the reason I created this hierarchy as far as a beta male, beta master, and then a alpha master, it explains why somebody that's a nerd that just runs like a corporation, he's still a nerd, he's still a beta male, but he's different. And people really couldn't really break it down to why he's different. You know, why what's special about him, even the fact that he's a basically card carrying, uh bifocals wearing nerd. Well, the differentiate from certain men on that level, where they created some type of software code that they sold and made millions of dollars. They made some type of platform, website that made, a bunch of money, or they made some type of device, you know what I'm saying? Some like device where, you know, like the Ring doorbell camera, you know what I'm saying, made a whole bunch of money. That's how you start companies. Like, you could start the company and then sell the company for, like $1 billion, or, $100 million, or $500 million. And then, take that money, go start another company or whatever. That's being a high level beta master. Like that's a beta male that he honed in on his highest level he could possibly be. And those men are above men on this level here. They're above most of the men, like the regular, like these are like the regular hierarchies. These are regular men. The beta master is above all of these men, not in a social hierarchy. In a sense, he is, because a lot of times the guy that work in a corporation, he's got the capital to change a woman's entire life, and they know it. They, the whole a lot of what women try to do, like the videos I played, a lot of those women that they want a particular guy. They have a guy in mind, or they already dating a guy, or they women get friend zone too. Like they friend zone with a dude and he don't want them, but they don't want to let him go. But they gotta survive. They gotta, have some type of resources. If they wanna, what I'm saying, if they want to do that, they'll try to do it. Or a lot of times women, they will just kind of gravitate toward that, where they'll get with a man that has provisions and be a housewife, or some type of, they'll work for the company as an admin assistant or something like that, which is the modern day secretary pretty much. And that's what they'll do, until things transpire to where they break up, go their separate ways after like 10 to 20 years, after the kids get a certain age or whatever. But the thing is that man, he does have more options than these men. The beta master has more options than all of these men, because these men have to go work for those guys. He has to go to work for those companies. Like, all of these men are just basic on their level. If they don't have a business for themselves, that's why I always talk about business and capital, and I do the financial series on leverage and everything. Well, this is reality. Not everybody's watching videos on business. Not everybody's trying to improve their business. Not everybody's trying to get into business. Most people are just okay with being employees, and that's fine. But they got to work for somebody, and they know the dudes that they work for typically ain't. They could probably whoop their ass and take their woman, but they can't do it because they need their job. So they work for those type of men. They work for these men here that are, again, beta masters, and you got alpha masters too. They alphas, and they're on the highest level. They don't work for anybody. They have their own businesses, they have their own contracts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's not that many alpha masters. Most people are beta. There's very few alphas. Now, the thing is that pretty much all of those other men, that's where that whole male hierarchy gets confused for a lot of people. That's where I come in and I unconfuse things, and I let you know that's why you confused. Because at the end of the day, I don't care if you talking about you're alpha, you a sigma, you still got to go punch the clock. You got to pay that mortgage. You got to pay for that, car that you got in the driveway. You got to pay for the other car you got, the car you pay for your girl, what I'm saying, rent, what I'm saying, all of that. You got to pay for it. You got to go punch a clock. At the end of the day, after you talking about you a alpha, 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 and you a beta, 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 or whatever, you still got to go punch the clock. You talking about you a sigma, you still got to go punch the clock. Who you punching the clock for? Most likely a company that you work for with a bunch of nerds that's on a higher level than you are. You know what I'm saying? This goes into I'm gonna talk about where it goes into. I'm gonna have a little break. real quick. I'll be back to where this goes into, and it's kind of tripped out how it where it goes. Because you might understand where I'm going with this, but I'll be back and I'll explain.
Welcome to alsherbs.com, the oasis for your wellness journey. Our mission is to promote good health and reduce the risk of disease by providing a holistic approach to well-being. From the soothing scent of lavender to the invigorating kick of ginseng, we've got you covered with a wide array of herbs, supplements, and wellness products. Imagine the power of nature, harnessed and delivered right to your doorstep. That's the alsherbs.com promise, and it's a promise we're proud to keep. Shopping at alsherbs.com has truly transformed my life, says one of our satisfied customers. The quality of their products is unmatched, and I've never felt better. And she's not alone. Countless individuals have found a one-stop shop for all their wellness needs at alsherbs.com. It's made a world of difference in my life, another customer shares. And what's the secret to our success? It's simple. We believe in the power of holistic wellness, and we're committed to providing the best products to support your journey. Whether you're boosting your immune system, seeking natural remedies, or enhancing your fitness routine, we have everything you need. The path to a healthier, happier life is just a click away. Visit alsherbs.com today and experience the transformative power of nature. Take the first step towards a vibrant, fulfilling lifestyle. alsherbs.com, where your wellness journey begins. Improving lives, one herb at a time. Your wellness oasis awaits.
So this is where things get tripped out, right? And I'm coming at this from a perspective that I'm not trying to necessarily convince anyone. I'm not coming on here. I'm not telling you what I'm telling you to convince women to do anything or whatever, or convince men to do anything. I'm literally just marking my territory. I'm just stating maybe like I do this to just kind of put things in perspective and kind of remind people, you might got me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how why I do some of these videos sometimes. Sometimes I just feel compelled to kind of do these types of videos where I talk about male hierarchy. And I talk about other things. But where women primarily get fucked up, right? With this, right? And men go with what women want, right? Primarily in the Black community, this is where things get really, really confusing for a lot of both Black men and women, right? So where things get confusing, if you got any type of brain kernels, you already know where I'm going with this, right? So what a lot of times what you see with other countries, right? They will primarily honor their beta masters. Indians, that's what they do. Chinese, Africans, damn near everybody honors their beta masters. The women, they look up to them, they respect them, they want to be with them. And this really, to be honest, right? This is the meat and potatoes of why men in the United States get so upset or they get fed up, right? With their women, right? You know, some people call them Keishas, some people call them lovely ladies, the sisterhood, whatever. This is where they get really they get really tripped out and frustrated. And then, you know, you see the dysfunction, right? You see why the hood is the way it is, right? And don't get me wrong, like not all women, you know, do this, but most of them, most women, most black women, that's what they do. Because the propaganda indoctrination and the music primarily, let's go back to drill music and all of that, right? They've been programmed and then also learned and taught by their mom to date dudes basically on a lower level so you can have a level of control and power in the situation. But it's basically mired in dysfunction because, again, culturally, people, both men and women, they look up to their beta masters, their alpha masters, the men that pride themselves on trying to learn new ideas, new innovations, new ways to conduct business, how to conduct business, how to start companies, grow companies, create corporations, you know, create educational environments. All of these things are the catalyst to society. Betas build society. They come up with ideas. They not, you know, everybody's not born like I was born. You know, my mom my mom picked basically you know, she didn't even pick them. I mean, my mom got introduced through a friend to my father. But my father just so happened to be a tall West, West African, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, had a lot of good, you know, genes, you know what I'm saying? And I got transferred those genes. I got what is called, I'm a natural alpha. I was pretty much born with the gifts and attributes. I mean, being tall, being muscular, being strong. Um, that doesn't necessarily all of the time make you an alpha. What's alpha is also your internal willpower, your internal strength, your internal, you know what I'm saying, fight, you know, that dog that you have in you, you know. But the thing is that on my appearance, no matter if even sometimes this is what I try to do when it goes to the Sigma stuff. I try to dumb myself down, or let's just say kind of narrow myself down to be submissive because I don't want to scare people off. Because I try to come off like I'm this gentle person. And I'm not gonna lie to you, that really weirds off women. Women be like, this weirdo. I'm not falling for this act, coming off like you fucking Mr. Rogers. No, goddamn well you ain't no damn Mr. Rogers, man. You you know what I'm saying? Women can sense when you being fake, right? You know what I'm saying? They can sense when you being fake. So it's like, yeah, I come off like I'm just this peon simp, you know, just gentleman, but it's just really an act. Cause I just don't want to, you know, in my mind, I don't want to scare women away. But the thing is that I don't come like that all the time. You know, sometimes I just be indifferent, I be general. I be even mindful that I don't want to come off like that. But I do say, you know, it's primarily, I'll say, because of my mother. I was, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of taught to say thank you, you welcome, goodbye, good night, you know what I'm saying? Basic, common American mannerisms, that was how I was raised. So it's like that's just what I do, but the thing is that doesn't even really matter. It shouldn't be a situation where, if you got to really think about it, me having to justify just basic mannerisms that everybody is taught, it shows how degrading black culture is in the United States. Okay, why this is a thing, why this is even, I have to discuss basic mannerisms being looked at to a lot of black women as you being too soft, too Mr. Nice or whatever. And it's because basically, and I'm saying, I got to remind you, this is not a perspective of I'm trying to get anybody to change their ways and all. No, I'm just stating things how they are. Again, you got to look at things for what they are. Like items versus like items. Where's things are fucked up? All right. Obviously, again, these men, they are frustrated. They don't know which way is up. A lot of these men, the let's just say the black men that are on this level, or even striving to be this level, or somewhere on a low level of a beta to a higher, they frustrated. They like, damn, I done went to Harvard, I done went to Yale, I done went to Princeton, I done went to Rutgers, I done went to University of Illinois Engineering School. I make over six figures. I mean, I'm 5'6", but a little pudgy, but damn, I mean, I'm smart as a whip. I got a nice whip. I got a nice car, house, make decent money, but the women I want, they don't want me. And then it's like, I gotta go get with women of other cultures because they are programmed and enculturated to respect their beta masters. Their beta masters create or steal ideas from other companies and create Microsoft, create Apple, and everybody works for them. They know absolute power. They see power. Having a company and having 100,000 employees, you can't tell me that's not power. That's absolutely power. And it's like, yeah, they understand that. They get that. And it's like, you gotta understand that, again, I'm trying to if anything, what I'm doing is I'm trying to anti-propagandize the propaganda that's already been propagandized towards you, because absolutely this was programmed to you to do that. They tried to get you squared up. Shout out to Bill Cosby. You know what I'm saying? He tried to reverse the curse, or reverse the, what was being pushed at the time. You know what I'm saying? He tried to reverse it. You know what I'm saying? He came out with the Bill Cosby show. You know what I'm saying? And then Different World, had people absolutely seeing black people going to colleges. What did black people do from that? They went to colleges. Even in the early 80s, the rap songs, they had people rapping on college campuses with HBCU jackets. What did people do? Went to HBCUs, went to college. Then they like, oh, hell no. We can't have all these people competing. So then they had an agenda. We gonna come with some suitcases full of money, and we gonna give it to people in the hood, in the deep hood, and we gonna convince them and fund them to be low-level ghetto rappers, and then pushing violence and crime and sex. And the rest is history. The rest is absolute history. And they still trying to do it. They still doing it. Kanye West spoke out against that shit. What did he do? And then he kind of, you know what I'm saying? He went full extreme Nazi with it and started talking about, you know what I'm saying, the Jews and stuff. But yeah, he lost billions of dollars in contracts. You know what I'm saying? He lost a lot of money. Dude went from being in Forbes to, God damn it, don't even nobody want to talk to him, you know, man, about anything as far as any money. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the thing is that that's what he was talking about. They pushing the same thing that, okay, you got these record executives, these beta males that they work for the company, they know the whole plot, and they pushing this bullshit. And then it's like they pushing the bullshit and people going with it, you know what I'm saying? And it's like the whole plot is they pushing the shit they don't want their own kids to listen to. You know what I'm saying? These record executives, they pushing shit the kids that they have, they don't want them listening to that crap. But you know what I'm saying? It's like they gotta push that shit. They gotta, you know what I'm saying, do what they gotta do. They gotta make money. You know what I'm saying? They make a lot of money being a record executive. You know, pushing, you know what I'm saying, trash music onto others. You know what I'm saying? So he called him out. And he lost a lot of money doing that. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't want to hear that, you know. But here's the thing, right? Again, all other cultures, they pride their beta masters. They pride their men of industry. Okay, let's get some visualization. I don't want to just be a talking head. You know, okay. So we got some visualization here, you know what I'm saying, to kind of talk about what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the funny thing, right? This is the funny thing. This is the tripped out thing, right? This is the hilarious thing about this, right? So what happens a lot of times is a life cycle to this, right? It's a life cycle to this. So what typically happens, it's like, okay, you want to call it a sisterhood life cycle, a Keisha life cycle. So they will smarten up, right? So what they'll do in their younger years, they'll date a mix of dudes, and some of those dudes are basically alpha males, different types of males, even low level males of all sorts, like hood dudes, in between, all of that, right? And then when they get of age to where they know they kind of have to have a kid or two, they really, you know, a lot of women still don't want to, a majority of women, yeah, they okay with being a single mom. You still have a big demographic of women, they don't want to be no single mom. They want to have a husband. You know, they need a husband and they need a child. They can't because of their parents and their family, they can't just show up to the family event, you know, with their baby and then no husband around. You know, that'll be embarrassing to them. A lot of women still operate off of not being embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to be embarrassed. And then, you know, a lot of women, they talk about single moms. They even have discussion with other women that, you know, primarily not really into that, and they don't want to be a statistic, you know. They just not really into that. They're not comfortable with that. And they see how hard it is. You know, they might even be a social worker, you know, and they just trying to find somebody else, right? So what do? All of the like 10 years, 15 years of, you know, basically, let's just say Sex in the City, um, with the period of dope dealers they was with, hood dudes, scammers, uh, low level guys, right? Basically, just regular dudes to in between. After about, like I say, about late 20s, early 30s, they got to go get with what? A square dude. And then they don't give themselves away and offer the world. Usually, those women have the worst attitudes. The dude is huge. The dude is stressed out trying to deal with them because they comparing him. He can't just go to his job, have a good time, have a good time being an engineer, and go home. He got to go home to this complaint, this nitpicking, that nitpicking, because she's comparing him with all her other exes. Some of them she probably still talk to. They still messenger. They still send her messenger, you know, messages throughout. She might even be, you know, still having rendezvous with the dudes. Um, yeah, they'll get with the guy that's striving to be a beta master, right? The guy that's trying to be educated. But where he kind of gets fucked up is that guy, he doesn't get the best woman because he got the woman that he was the last option. Because a lot of women, that's what they do. They'll just get with the man that's the last option. The man that's the last option is the man that they know that they needed to get. Women, absolutely, they're not dumb. I don't say that they're dumb. I say they're crazy. They're not dumb. They know they're extremely intelligent as far as knowing what to do, knowing what not to do. It's, you know, it's like they just don't do what they're supposed to do because of whatever reason. It's because they like having fun. Those men that are basic dudes, um, you know, whatever, they have sex better than, you know, the beta master might not be um that skilled sexually because primarily his focus is engineering, physics, math, programming, um, electrical dynamics, um, study, focus, work, you know, and sleep. If he could possibly even sleep, and sleep might be a struggle for him. He ain't performing in bed like that. Now, those men have problems too. These men, they don't listen to guys like myself. A guy like myself with a combination of kind of understanding the beta, being intelligent, and both um having street smarts as well as book smarts, being on both sides of the spectrum and understanding, being educated and all of that, and also being in the hood stealing on niggas, you know, trying not to get shot. Like it is a thing. Um, you know, I pretty much, a lot of times I try to even, you know, kind of reach certain guys like a lot of times when I talk to beta males, or not so much talk, when I put comments in beta males channels, they delete my comments. You know, they block me. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to be right. And it's like, for example, it is a thing, like a lot of nerdy, you know, whatever they call them, educated lames or whatever. They tried, like, you know, shout out to Edward Anderson. He tried to convert it to classic men, right? Because people like, you're not black people, the only people that call their men that are intelligent and nerds lames. They're not lames. Okay, a lame is somebody that has a disability. Okay, that just shows you how backwards black people are that think that way. That just shows you right there. They call the smart guys lames. Like, okay, so after that, you know, Kevin Samuels tried to rebrand, and it was a successful rebrand to High Value Man. Okay. And that's absolutely what the fuck I'm talking about. These are the fucking high value men. Okay. Higher than that is the alpha master. What is an alpha master? Somebody like, let's just say Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is an example of an alpha master. Educated, very, very highly alpha as far as his physicality. If Jordan didn't have a degree, he didn't have the money, he still, you know what I'm saying, he'll still be able to get women and everything like that. You know, it just, he you know what I'm saying, had the money and everything like that, and he tapped into you know, certain things as far as business, and he put himself on a higher level. Like, basically an alpha master is just the same like a beta, a pocket protector, bifocal wearing nerdy beta male. He's intelligent. And that's what I'm basically talking about. It is a thing where it is men that are alpha in every sense of the word, and also intelligent. The nerdy, let's just say educated lame, he does not want to admit that they are men that have both alpha aspects or ruffian aspects, to where they're tough. A lot of times these dudes like myself actually fight those, you know, quote unquote guys that you hate, Pookie and Ray Rays and everything, and actually win. You know, you know what I'm saying? And also other people, you know. So it's like these men, they never want to admit that these guys exist, because it kind of makes them look bad. You know, it makes them look bad because at the end of the day, they themselves don't necessarily even have to have any issues. They're basically, where it tells on themselves is, it's not the fact that you complaining about this, and this, and this, and this. It's your ass, your fat ass don't want to get up, don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to listen to anybody, which is very, very typical. I'm not going to just say it's millennial behavior. Definitely millennials have a huge problem with that. I don't know it's like a demon they have. You try to tell a millennial to do something, they're going to absolutely probably explode on you. And then they'll look at you and then basically don't like you for like fucking months on end. Like, the second you try to tell them what to do, like, they just absolutely short circuit, and will argue you up and down. And it's really, to be honest, you know what it is. That's that mother in-house, staying in the house playing video games, your mama telling you to clean up and you don't want to clean up. That's what that is. I don't even, you know, it's very, very simple. You know, I don't have to go and break that down and do no dissertation on that. Like, that literally is why you act like the way you do. And the thing is that yeah, I'm somebody that's older than you. They know what your problem is because people were older. They saw what you did when you were 5 and 7 years old, or let's say 9 and 10 years old, with your little key on your neck, going back and forth from the bus to school, and then staying in the house. It was people that were 17 to 18 or 16 walking down the street, and they saw you with your little key getting off the bus, shit like that. So they know what the fuck you did. You know what I'm saying? It's not any, you know what I'm saying? People act like people don't know what people did. Like, you know what I'm saying, know how people actually lived. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not you know, it's nobody's any ghost. People know exactly what happened. Everybody didn't lose all their brain cells, you know, 20 years ago or whatever. So the thing is this, and then you also recirculate and grow new brain cells. But I digress. Anyway, the thing is this. Again, there's both men that are intelligent, even nerds, you can even say, and actually are fucking physical specimens and alphas and everything like that. That's where the actual, again, the regular, let's just say regular nerd or beta nerd, doesn't want to admit those guys exist because they want to paint a certain narrative because of their own indiscretions and what they don't actually want to do in life, and where they, you know, you got guys that just literally don't want to get a passport. They don't want to travel. They want to just, whatever the case may be. And these guys, they don't never want to go. They don't want to come on camera either. They'll stay off camera for the rest of their life. And you got to understand, why do they not want to get on camera? What are they hiding? They have some type of pit. They have deep pits in their face where, you know, obviously as soon as they turn the camera on, you can see why the fuck they've been complaining for so many years. I mean, what is it, you know what I'm saying, that they don't want to show themselves? Like, I mean, the job, okay, that whole my job excuse, that's lame. After a certain point, your job doesn't really, you know, at the end of the day, you have dudes that, okay, let me tell you something. There's dudes that's Hebrew Israelites, like high level Hebrew Israelites, that literally are on the street talking about the white man is Esau and the devil and this, that, and the third, and Jesus gonna come back with a flaming sword and all of that and destroy you. Like, I mean, literally dudes that have YouTube channels and everything, and they work for, they have a job, like regular job, working for them same white dudes, the same Esau's, right? So that's like their people know who they are. Like, your little fucking channel that you talk about women and how they don't do this and do that and white folks and that will not get you fired. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I don't like, I don't believe that's the case. It's like, you know, people like that. I mean, people grow. Sometimes I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes that content of people kind of whining and complaining, certain instances is kind of entertaining. One of the things is, a lot of times people kind of, you know, a lot of time, okay, so like my grandma, right? My grandma listens to a lot of talk radio because she's a lot of times by herself. She's lonely, you know what I'm saying? You know, my grandfather passed away, you know what I'm saying? Like, she likes to listen to talk radio, right? That's kind of how, like, some people that be whining and complaining, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, having somebody kind of listen to somebody, knowing damn well you know their problems, how to solve their problems, what they need to do, you know what I'm saying, to solve those problems, you know, And you just basically, because they don't want to listen, those people, they might be entertaining to listen to from time to time, or even regularly. Some people I can't listen to because it's just their the way they talk. It's just they're trying to fight it. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, you can tell they're not really fighting reality because they do. I will say certain people, you can kind of, okay, you can understand when how people's conversations, and I've said this before, you can understand people's conversations of how broke they are by basically their discussions. And a lot of times people just don't want to talk. They don't want to say what really is the problem. I'm broke as fuck, man. And that's why I'm really complaining like a motherfucker. Like, I'm broke as fuck. Dude, I am so broke, it fucking hurts. They don't want to say that. So they're just like, yeah, 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 yeah. And it's like, you really, like, I mean, that is not entertaining. That's actually like, you get a headache listening to that shit because it's just, you know what the problem is. And it's like, yeah, you complaining about this, that, and other, but really what the problem is funds are low. You're Mr. Funds are low. And the same thing applies. You give a person advice, they won't listen. The reason why people don't listen is they think they have the answer and you are not a superior to them to listen to. That literally it is. It is what it is. And it's like their dad could even tell them and they won't listen because a lot of times men are very, very hard-headed and strong-headed. They do not like to listen. Okay. Women are probably more receptive to other women, especially if a woman has a certain lifestyle and that a woman looks up to. She will listen to that woman, especially if she's like part of like a club of women, of other women. It'll be embarrassing if she doesn't like listen to the woman, right? In like kind of like a beehive type of scenario. Because if she don't listen to those women, she'll be considered an outcast, and she'll either have to go find a new hive, or you know, she basically will be by herself or whatever. So because if she don't listen, she'll just be an outcast. So that's why women listen. Men don't operate off no beehive as far as other men and stuff like that. They don't. Other men is like competition, and you know, certain men do listen to other men, but it just depends on the situation or depends on that guy. But the thing is that again, I like men like that usually are not entertaining to listen to, because one of the things I'll say, it's a difference. It's like two types of men that complain. The men that complain that have at least they're financially successful, the tonality of their voice and the comfort of their voice is they're having legitimate complaints. Their money situation ain't fucked up, and you can tell by the comfort. Like it, men that typically have a certain level of financial success have a verbiage, and their communication is more of comfort, you know, because they're not worried about you know what I'm saying, gonna get evicted next week. You know, they have a sustainable amount of income. You might have a sustainable amount of savings, you know, but they have other issues, you know what I'm saying, and that other men don't have, and they have it, you know. But I will say it's okay to a certain extent to listen to those men. But then again, it's like, okay, you got to understand, whatever you listening to, your ears are very, very sensitive. If you listen to people basically being defeated, you know what I'm saying? Like, just think about it, right? you trying to win a fight, right? You trying to be a prize fighter. So you trying to win a fight, your next fight or your first fight. Do you want to watch a bunch of dudes that get defeated, get knocked out? Is that gonna help you as far as knocking out your opponent or having a good matchup with your opponent? If you watch a whole bunch of dudes get knocked out, right? Or losing, right? Is that going to really help you? Like, you just got to kind of really think about it. Do you want to, like, if you want to, if you really want to win your fight, right? And your fight is like, okay, the personification of life, right? Do you want to watch a bunch of dudes get knocked out, or do you want to watch a bunch of dudes knocking other dudes out and winning their match? And that's kind of how I look at it. Like, you got to be really careful. Like, you listen to a bunch of dudes talking about they're losing basically in life, and they're not winning. They're not, and then you got to be careful as well. You got to look at it like this, right? Also, you got dudes that lie and then omit things. They're not telling you everything. And it's like, that's the whole dude just broke. It's not telling you he's fucking broke. That's really, really dangerous. And then he's complaining about everything. And he's complaining from an aspect of he's broke as fuck or she's broke as fuck. Like, you got to be very, very careful of that, because them beating around the bush will have you fucking confused. And then next thing you know, you like, damn, shit, my bill's late. So it's like, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, right? Here's the thing. On a cultural perspective, okay, a lot of different cultures, because society, okay, look, follow me out here, right? So, and I had a lawyer come on my live stream a long time ago, like last year, I believe. And he asked me, why do women choose thugs? Why do they choose those guys, like in the black community? Why do they choose those men? And I tried to explain it to a certain extent. Because you got, in the black community, there's very, very few, like, upper class or even middle class communities, right? There's not that many. There's more lower class communities than there are middle to upper class or even upper middle class community. Let's just say middle to upper class. Let's not have any variation. There's very few upper class communities. There are quite a few middle class communities, right? But very few upper class communities in the black, all of, black America. Okay. So that being said, because there's so few class separation, most black people are combined with hood culture, the ghetto culture. More people are in the ghetto and in the hood than, basically a lot of people want to admit to. And even if they're not in the hood, their families are in the hood. So it's kind of like a conversation I was listening to. I was listening to some dudes, the passport community or whatever, black guys that travel to Colombia and stuff like that. They were talking about how his wife, this one dude, I think is Andre Crossing Borders or whatever. He said, yeah, when he visited his wife family, yeah, his wife family still live in, like the poor part of the country or whatever, or city. And they just go there. They, don't go outside or whatever, or walk around outside. They go there and then they just stay there and have, a little family event. Well, a lot of that is what you see in the black community. even if you're, you have a successful company, you make millions and billions of dollars, whatever, your family typically is going to consist of some or quite a few individuals that still have an everyday job. They work, they kind of struggling trying to make ends meet, or they do okay, and they live in a lower socioeconomic environment. So it's like basically it's very, very little separation. Black people still on the bottom as far as wealth in this country. A lot of black people don't have businesses, and they don't, even if they have a business, they don't have employees. It's very, very much a wealth problem in this country with black people. And primarily what I'm talking about in pertaining to that is, okay, whatever reason, black women primarily, as far as their mating choice, they don't hold beta master men in high regard. They don't do it. Is this picture here, right here, you have basically, these are, Indians in a computer lab. Okay, what do you see? You have, basically men and women learning something on a computer, probably learning how to code Java or something like that so they can get a job and basically get a, basically work visa to working in corporate America in the United States. Then they go, once they get to the United States, they make that money and they send some of it back home. If they stay in the States, they bring a wife back home from India over here, because they have the same problems the Indians over here. They have, problems with those women sometimes kind of being traditional, like they want them. So they send for a woman to come over to, start the visa process to come over to America. Now, here's the thing. Why am I talking about this? Because it is a thing. It is a situation where it explains kind of where things are with, as far as why kind of things are fucked up with the black community, why there's so many of these issues, so many of these conversations and debates. They don't have, I mean, that's where I come in, and I bring my perspective, I bring my you know intellectual fortitude into the conversation and discussion and break it down on a male hierarchical level, that yes, these higher tier beta males that are nerds and are builders of companies, builders of innovations, builders of technology, builders of different innovations and businesses and business systems, franchises, all of these things that definitely black men do. A lot of times they're not appreciated. Um, they're even really ghosted. They're ghosted in society amongst their women and their men, because even men, they like, you got a master's degree. Oh, you ain't my master, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You get a PhD. So what's up, doc? I mean, it's like education and scholarship is not prided, it's not really prided, because our culture, our music does not pride uh um education like that. Our What you see on TV is not, it would being programmed to be hood and ghetto, and people are not smart. Well, a lot of people are waking up, people understand what's going on, but not a lot of people really are saying anything about it. They're not being vocal about it to break it down to a perspective. They're not saying enough about it, because they're just saying that people are agents and all of that. No, it's not that people are agents. It's just too many people in the hood that they need a way out the hood. And if they got to rap and say some degrading shit, they're going to do it. You know, to get out of working at Walmart, they absolutely will say whatever to get out of working at Walmart and getting out the hood, you know, say something on a catchy beat, you know what I'm saying, and do whatever it takes to get out of the hood, even if that means spreading their ghetto message to your kids, to your household, you know, and have, you know, the new song, you know, what's the new song now? Fuck my baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the hook, right? You know, you get Drake on the feature, you know what I'm saying? And there you go. Boom, now you got a hit. Drake don't give a shit. Drake's from Canada. You know, the Canadians still probably sour about the Revolutionary War for all I know. Shit. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is this. Again, the beta master, he does not exist. I'm trying to breathe life into him, trying to, you know, make you aware of this. But here's the thing. I'm not trying to sell this particular individual onto you. This individual, you already work for him. He typically comes in the size of he's pretty much a white guy, okay? He's the white guy that you work for. That's who he is to you. And you know, black men work for him, white you know, white women, you know, Hispanics, everybody works for the white beta master, right? Damn near, right? And even the black woman works for him, and she absolutely does what it takes to keep her job. She makes sure the reports on time. She makes sure that email is sent. She makes sure she makes it to that meeting. Because one thing I will say about, I notice about for the most part, a lot of black women, they don't really want to get fired. You know, that's kind of embarrassing. You know, their ability to keep a job is really important to them. Why is it important to them? Well, here's the thing. It kind of goes into basically their own illusion of independence. Okay. And it's not just black women. White women operate like this typically. A lot of different women operate like this because they don't want to listen to one guy. They'll listen to a company though that has a bunch of guys and women telling them what to do. But they don't want to listen to one man telling them what to do. You know, they have a hard time with one man telling them what to do, but they'll go work for a company with a bunch of men and a bunch of women telling them what to do for a paycheck and some level of independence to be a bad bitch and, you know, get whatever they want, live however they want, deal with some men. You know, if they could deal with a man, cool. If they can't, you know what I'm saying, they'll pull out their roles. If it gets too bad and they get too frustrated with men, they'll sleep with their main girlfriend that just so happens to be Rainbow. So that's really what a lot of time goes on. I mean, now they'll get out of it and then they'll, you know, film back up and then try to go get a dude again, or they'll be both with men and women. I mean, it's a lot of ways they go with it, you know, but the thing is that this is not really sustainable to society. It's a historical track record that you could point to, and it's called Rome. And you know, it is a conceptual historical kind of correlation that you can kind of put up to some type of comparison that you can see, okay, this doesn't really go well. This happened before. It didn't go well. And what happened was basically the patriarchal culture wiped out the culture that did basically collapsed. It was one patriarchal culture against another patriarchal culture. And I mean, all of this is aside, but basically that was where you had kind of like what led into the Crusades. Okay, you got the patriarchal culture of Islam that basically swept through Africa, swept through Asia and the Middle East, and then that was against the European patriarchal culture. And then you had the barbarians that ransacked Rome, which is a kind of like the last remnants of the hunter-gatherer culture or society that was also definitely patriarchal. They basically ransacked Rome with the Huns and the Visigoths, right? And then after, centuries and centuries later, another patriarchal culture that was way more concentrated, way more focused, way more conservative, basically in the fall of Constantinople. Istanbul in Turkey. They basically, that was the last kind of fall of Rome where they basically took over what would be, I think, I'm tongue twisted. Constantinople, which is under Emperor. It was named after Emperor Constantine. Okay, so it's Constantinople. Okay, so like, yeah, I mean, guys like myself, smart nerdy guys that actually know how to fuck, and lift weights and chew bubble gum and tie my shoes at the same time. Like we know this happened. I mean, this actually did happen. And it's like, okay, so we might not see how this is going to transpire in our lifetime as far as like what's going to happen. But it's a track record. We have a historical track record of what could possibly go down. You know what I'm saying? And it usually ain't good. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, will a fucking dude with a microphone and a laptop or a cell phone change the fucking direction society in America is going to go? Fuck no. I have no like faith that my microphone on my old ass laptop or probably very downgradable phone, cell phone, is going to do anything to reverse it. If anything, somebody will probably heed the message, and then they'll probably take steps or whatever. But hell no, it's not gonna, me talking ain't gonna change the direction of the Rainbow Army that's seeking to recreate Rome. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's not gonna happen. But I'll tell you this, at the end of the day, if you heard this entire message, I can tell you personally, you probably had me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I absolutely know what's going on. I absolutely, you know what I'm saying, on an individual, on a whole level, know what the fuck is going on. And I'm a mastermind in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't play chess for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I know exactly what the fuck is going on. And I just be quiet a lot of times. Yeah, at the same time, uh it is what it is. You know, I get a lot of hate watches. I probably got a lot of men, you know, that has a high position in life. You know what I'm saying? Like hate or sneak watch, hate watch, whatever. I don't think everybody hate watch. I think people just sneak watch. I mean, I sneak watch from time to time too until I can't take it no more. If I, you know what I'm saying, like, or I just don't want to. I'm busy, and I know if I say something, that's gonna lead to I asking questions and all of that type of stuff. And then sometimes I can tell people don't like what I said. People listen to my live stream and they got offended, and then they don't want to acknowledge me no more. I get that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. Hey, you know, I'm not no cupcake or snowflake. Like I've been through a lot of situations that was tough. Like, I mean, to be honest, I'm a pretty tough dude. Like, at the end of the day, it's not that many men that are as tough as I am. I'm definitely going to talk more about stoicism versus epicureanism. Uh, I am very, very skilled in, one of the things that you have to do if you're going through sociology, if you're going through college and you taking, your discipline in sociology, you basically you have to do coursework, paperwork on uh Plato and the Republic, um a lot of different, Roman or Greek scholars and stuff like that, but primarily Plato, right? Socrates, right? And that's what you got to do. Like, you gotta write about these guys that they were alive today because of their acts and what they used to do. They would be under the jail. If not, one of the family members would try to, catch them in the courtroom and do what old boy did. Like, back in the early 80s, he caught some dude sleeping with his kid, and he killed him. And he was in the courtroom. He was walking through the halls of the courtroom. He pulled out a snub nose revolver and blew dude head back. And dude, literally, like, you could see, this was like the early 80s, so cameras was around, and it was like, it was trying to, these was news cameras, so they was kind of higher level than just a regular camera you would have as like a personal use camera. So yeah, they caught it, live footage of dude getting his head blown away. And the dude got probation. You know what I'm saying? He was a white dude. He got probation, and he got off, and like everybody was happy that he got off, because what dude did was bogus. Like, that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he probably would have got the death penalty, but why wait? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, man. I mean, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? The best route of action is to be your own judge. I read the Bible. I read the Bible. I read the Bible and the Quran. I read the Bible. I got the Talmud. I don't really. I got you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of books, man, to read. But thing is this, right? At the end of the day, yeah, man. Being a judge, as a man, you are a few things. You a lot of things. You know, you a king, you a judge, you a god, you know what I'm saying? And being a judge, making that decision of making an action, and then also reaping the consequences of making those actions. As a man, you can't do that. As a man, that's what you could do. You know what I'm saying? You can take that risk if that's what you want to do. You know, and that deters. That's the best deterrent towards crime. That's the best deterrent known to man. This dude, I ain't gonna fuck with him because he probably might put me in a situation I don't want to be in. He looked crazy. His eye twitched to the right a little bit too much for me. Or he looked like he kind of antsy. Like, I mean, whatever the case may be, men deter other men. Women, they don't deter men. That's why, women pretty much are victims in crimes by themselves. Like that video I just played with Hunter, you know what I'm saying? The detective in LA, the LA detective show, like they played in the 80s or whatever on TV. I think it used to come on like NBC. I don't know exactly, but yeah, like women are primarily the targets for crime because women, even like a lot of times, this is what women do. They try to like yap. They try to talk themselves away to situations. That only works on simps. Talking or being like a Billy badass and talking shit only works for men that works with. At the end of the day, men, it's certain men that absolutely criminals, they don't care about shit like that. They don't, they'll just whatever they do, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. Like, and women know this. A lot of women, they're starting to carry pistols and stuff like that, concealed carry, which is good for them, because a lot of times women don't like to admit there's gender roles. The gender roles is women don't really use tools. A gun is a tool. It's a weapon as well, but it's also a tool. Women don't really primarily are conditioned and is still programmed to still be women. Have dolls, draw, play with, different stuff, like, baby dolls and put on baby clothes on their baby dolls and stuff like that. They're not programmed to play with tools and use power tools and all of that. That's primarily what young boys are programmed to do. So when they grow up, a lot of women typically do have a little touch of feminine. A lot of women raise their daughters to be tomboys. That's primarily what's done. They started a young age. They get their girls jeans and pants, and that's their primarily, everyday outfits is shorts, jeans, and pants, which is pretty much like there's even Bible verses. We're in a Christian country. This is a Christian country. There's Bible verses that are absolutely against that. And that's their Bible. Like literally, they don't even follow their own Bible. But people are definitely walking away from the church. But they're not going. Like, see, this is where people fucking up, right? So it's okay if you walk away from the church. Where where are you going? Like, you need someplace else to go. Like, you need like to have some type of supplement for not going to church. You can't just say I'm going to be great and not go to church and not have something to supplement that. Um, you have to have like something to supplement that. The problem was the church. It wasn't the fact that you was going there and the positive things about networking, meeting a wife, uh, helping out the community. Those were some of the positive things of church. The negative things, yeah, we could talk about the negative things, pass and sleep on it all. When men are around women, they're going to get slept on. Like, that's just nature. But okay, the abusing young girls and young boys and stuff like that, of course, that's fucked up. Um, that also could happen anywhere as well, because pedos are always going to be pedos no matter where they are. Um, the thing is that basically when it comes down to it, when it comes down to the come down, right? You need some type of place to meet and congregate that even if you like walking away from the church, you have to have some type of a supplement. So I would say, and it's probably, places like this, a place where everybody is like not so much non-denominational, but like there's a place where everybody can meet and coexist no matter what religion they were raised into or even they were a part of. They could all meet one place and they could all talk about whatever the fuck they want to talk about. If they want to talk about their religion and what they think is great to talk about, they can talk about it. Or they can even not talk about religion. They could just talk about politics. They could talk about whatever the fuck they want to talk about and still communicate with other people, still help out the community. They can still, pretty much commingle, form relationships, get married, have some type of sustainable, you know what I'm saying, fellowship with one another. Just basically saying that you're going to leave, stop going to church, and go home and sleep in on Sunday, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just jag off. Like, that's not sustainable. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you forgetting like the actual kind of like certain positives of actually going to some type of religious center and meeting with other people. You could basically take the religion out of it. You still have to have some type of meeting place. Like, that's where people fucking up. But anyway, I mean, the thing is that we're talking about male hierarchy. The topic is basically the value of man. The black community does not value their men. That's what the problem is. I'm gonna actually play a video, and I was gonna hold this, and I was actually going to wait on this, but the spirit compels me to do it now. And I can't rob the spirit of where the spirit compels me to go. Oh, hell no. Can't do that. That goes against the laws of the samurai. It just goes against it. So we can't have that. So anyway, I'm going to take another short break, And I'm going to be right back with something that might be very
you got to remember, I had parents that created this.
It's very, very interesting to both you and me both, I believe. Very, very good content. You know, I'll be right back after these messages.
Welcome to alsherbs.com, the oasis for your wellness journey. Our mission is to promote good health and reduce the risk of disease by providing a holistic approach to well-being. From the soothing scent of lavender to the invigorating kick of ginseng, we've got you covered with a wide array of herbs, supplements, and wellness products. Imagine the power of nature, harnessed and delivered right to your doorstep. That's the alsherbs.com promise, and it's a promise we're proud to keep. Shopping at alsherbs.com has truly transformed my life, says one of our satisfied customers. The quality of their products is unmatched, and I've never felt better. And she's not alone. Countless individuals have found a one-stop shop for all their wellness needs at alsherbs.com. It's made a world of difference in my life, another customer shares. And what's the secret to our success? It's simple. We believe in the power of holistic wellness, and we're committed to providing the best products to support your journey. Whether you're boosting your immune system, seeking natural remedies, or enhancing your fitness routine, we have everything you need. The path to a healthier, happier life is just a click away. Visit alsherbs.com today and experience the transformative power of nature. Take the first step towards a vibrant, fulfilling lifestyle. alsherbs.com, where your wellness journey begins. Improving lives, one herb at a time. Your wellness oasis awaits.
All right. So basically, I was talking about earlier how other cultures, they respect their nerds. They respect their men that are intellectually high achievers. Okay. I'm talking about these men here. Okay. High level beta males. Okay. They're respected. They're celebrated. These men get married. The women say yes. They get respect from these women. Sometimes they get some pushback, but a little smack in the face, and then they're back together. They got things back together. That works in their culture. That's part of their culture. Now, the thing is that what happens in the black community? The high level beta male gets no respect. You know, he gets no respect. You know what I'm saying? And he's laughed at. He's called a lame. You know, he's called, basically, he's an inferior male. Him going to Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Morehouse, he can get some of the women, usually the women that kind of pretty much are are educated. Even some of the women that amongst his peer group, they don't like him. They go get with other men that, you know, are on a low level, and they can't, you know, and then they complain after they get pregnant, and you know, they try to change the man or upgrade the man or get the man to do what they want him to do, but then that, you know, scientific experiment backfires, Then they start blaming all men for them being a single baby mama or, you know, a single mother after the dude that they tried to, you know, basically conquer with a baby does not submit to their advances. Um, you know, basically that's what happens in the black community. They try to divert themselves from what pretty much builds society. The high level beta male builds society, builds systems, builds technology, builds innovations, has sustainable income to provide for his family. Definitely the alpha master has the same thing, right? The alpha master probably does have a better situation as far as dealing with women, but even him, he wants to have more women. He wants to have a green light. He's an alpha. The his woman, the black woman, wants him to just put a fucking lock on his penis and balls and only be with her, you know, when that doesn't even make sense in nature. Okay, naturally, those men, in order to have the best success in life, they have to spread their seed. They have to get with as many women as they possibly can because they're rare. Now, again, you probably are just, you know, this just is a reminder you got me fucked up. You know, my game is impeccable. My understanding, my insight, my knowledge is far superior than the average motherfucking YouTuber. The thing is that that's what I was talking about. Okay, so now I'm going to play a video where basically, you know, you got women that are going to my father's homeland and they're trying to have an escape because the black man in America is on their neck and they don't want to date him anymore either. So they don't want to get with the white dude, so they get with basically the other counterpart, you know, Leroy's cousin in Africa. And then we got a comment out the clouds, so that's good. I'm getting you triggered.
Huh? This is whack. I can't get jiggy with this shit.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
So they get with my kinfolk, man, over in the motherland. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, God willing, inshallah, I'm gonna see real soon. And they got them fucked up too, as she's about to say. And I'm definitely going to interpret. I know sisterhood language. I know the language very well. The double speak, the double talk, the triple talk, quadruple talk, and I will interpret it for you. Let's see, we got one lone warrior. Okay, there we go. I before I even said, before I looked at the comment, I said we got one lone warrior that chose to comment. And then there we go. I was like, damn, boo. I opened my eyes and that was the true warrior, actual warrior. Damn, I'm good, man. My intuition is popping, my spirit is flowing. This is what I discovered in my algorithm last night. A beautiful Keisha that came to the motherland to escape Leroy in America, because Leroy definitely wants submission for his 100K salary. He's a high value man. He's listened to Kevin Samuels, you know, on repeat. He's got the clothes, he's got the suits, he got the fragrances, he got the house, he's got the garage, he has the nice V6 vehicle. He has 666. His sixes is popping, and for his sixes, he demands total respect, total submission, and no bullshit. And that's kind of hard for the woman that's used to playing games, talking shit, talking back, disrespectful, and so on and so forth. So she's going to Leroy's cousin, um, search for Uhuru. What does he call him? Big Babatunde Longstroke, to escape Leroy's demands. So we're gonna play her video, and I'm going to definitely interpret the sisterhood language for you. Let's go.
Sure that our audio is good. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. If you are in the room, let me know if you can hear me okay. It's a beautiful day. I'm here in northern Ghana. I'm ES, and this is DIY House and Farm.
Okay, so let me paint a picture here. So she went from America, I don't know where, to Ghana to start a farm, to start some businesses, and also indulge in Babatunde Longstroke. Okay. I have to expose the ancient secret. My dad, he was Babatunde Longstroke as well. For whatever reason, the phalluses are phallusing over there. So pause, triple, quadruple pause. But yeah, they have the women, they secretly banter about how long the longs are stroking over there. And it's their secret. They don't want to expose it, but I'm gonna tell you the secret scrolls of fufu and yam powder. The long strokes are stroking over there. And yeah, the sisterhood, they keep it secret. They don't want to tell you that. I have to expose the secret. Unfortunately, I don't have it. Unfortunately, my dad, I'll probably pack about half of what he had as far as his length. And I'm kind of salty about that. But then I will say this. I do have a lot of girth, you know what I'm saying, to make up for it. And I definitely pack a punch. So you know what I'm saying, it is something that I do have, but yeah, I'm kind of jealous. My daddy, I walked on him a couple times, and god damn it, that motherfucker goddamn it had the longest dick I've ever seen in my fucking life. Pause. Yeah, so let me see here. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, I weigh about two what? Depending on the day, between 280 to 285.
So you're a fat fucker.
Yeah.
So you think a 5'10", almost 300-pound dude, how much money you make?
Like 400 every 2 weeks.
So you make 400 every 2 weeks. So you make 800 a month. You make less than $10,000 a year. Okay.
But how many 20-year-olds was him?
Hold on. Dude, I was a 20-year-old and I was making far more money than that. In the 80s, where minimum wage was $3.35 an hour. So I need to hear it. Ooh. How long? You got a big dick?
Huh?
You have a big dick?
I mean, it's above average. I ain't no Ron Jeremy.
No. I asked you if you had a big dick. I didn't say it was above average.
I don't know what that is, really.
Nigga, you know if you got a big dick or not. Stop the bullshit. Every dude know whether or not he got a big dick. I know I got a big dick. You don't know?
I mean,
you don't have a big dick. That's the point. You don't have a big dick. You don't have a big wallet. You're a fat dude. And you got a lot of nerve thinking you should get choosing singles at 5'10" and 300 pounds, making less than $1,000 a month at 20 years old. Ooh.
So yeah, let's play this video.
You hear the wind chimes behind me? It's so lovely. Hi, Felicia. Great day to you as well from Texas. You are up early. So we've never done a video like this before. Thank you, Felicia. We've never done a video like this before, but I feel like it's kind of long overdue. Yeah, and we'll get started in just a bit. I just want to take in this breeze right now. It's very lovely. Yeah, so this is one of those videos where I feel like it has pressed me long enough. Hello, Queen Mother. Welcome. It has pressed me long enough. What's up, chocolate? Yeah, it has pressed me long enough that I have to speak my heart to my cyber friends out there. And this is really important because I know, even though I've tried to ignore it and just focus on the work, I know that there are a lot of women who look up to me. And I never, excuse me, I never wanted to admit that because I'm the type of person that focuses on my own lane and just does my thing. And I expect everybody to be the same. Like I expect everyone to kind of understand, like, let's focus and be positive, do our thing. But then there's so many other.
Hold on, I closed it by accident. My bad. So basically what she's saying is she's fine. She don't really have no problem getting men. So so I don't know what the problem with you other chicks is. I never really had any problem get. She's saying I'm interpreting, for her through you so you can understand. She's been fine her whole life. And she never really had any problem getting any men. And she don't know what's wrong with you broads, in America or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what she's saying. Okay. And I've I've had a lot of different relationships with black women too. So it's not just because I had sisters. Let me play this.
On around the world that's making people feel a bit unstable. Hence, the drive for many men and women to select Ghana as a place of refuge and or the continent of Africa. And if you're new to this concept, you're probably wondering anyway.
All right, let me put her channel in the comment section. There you go. Boom. All right.
Why do African Americans choose to go to Africa knowing that there's so many things that have transpired here that we're unaware of? And most will say that there's this spiritual connection, this and that. Now, I'm not going to do a long drawn out video because I don't know how much data I have. So hopefully there's enough to at least excite your senses a bit to understand from my perspective briefly, because I don't like to do long drawn out videos that are just kind of like too much talking and you don't understand where I'm coming from. Hello, Maria. So yeah, I'm just here sitting under this lovely tree. The breeze is wonderful, and I just wanted to chat with you for a bit. So let's talk about the title. Let me make sure that I remember. um, I think it says why most. I don't know if I put Western women or American women. Why do you have like a hard time here? How are you? It's down there. Okay. Please refresh my memory on my title. It's either miserable or having a hard time. Forgive me, I was having some troubles connecting my camera in the beginning. If you watch it from the beginning, you'll see. So anyways, let's get down to it. I have a group. And it's a private group, but I've offered it to the public. And it's a support group for men and women that are thinking about coming here to the continent and or Ghana to live, to find love. A lot of people are coming here to find love, which I just be like, I be wanting to scream like, why? Like, what are you think? What are you thinking? Oh Lord, the guinea fowl. So because we're constantly like filming and working and doing our thing, I get a lot of comments where people have really romanticized.
First off, if you haven't made money with AI,
things, like what's going on in my personal life. And I'm like, I'm living a real life just like anyone else. And the most difficult thing that I've been trying to do since I arrived was to erect a business. And this has given me a full blown view on what it means to be a woman in Ghana in particular. And there's so many differences that we experience, especially within the realm of wanting to conduct business. Because the American woman, thank you for clarifying that. The American woman is she's coming with an independent mind state. And unfortunately, for years, there's been this propaganda that's toxic to think independently, but the universe put her in that position for a reason. So, anyways, when you have an American woman that's like dealt with trauma and have a historical background of many different things, and she enters into a new environment.
Really him. Really him. You're a victim. There we go, CSI.
Basically, what she tried to beat around the bush with is that a lot of black women were taught by their mothers that they don't want to address, that they don't want to talk about, mention, to be independent and to separate themselves from men. Men are, don't. That's the whole culture rated. Get your degree, get your money. Don't worry about no man. Be independent. Stuff. And Kevin Samuels talked more about that than I did. You pretty much you could watch his content. And I talked about it too. So that's what she's talking about. Okay, so let's move on.
And she'll have to adapt to this new one. And the new one doesn't necessarily want to adapt to her. So many times we often we're kind of like overlooking the difficulties that we do have when we're here. You guys saw it in my first experience where I was having to redo a lot of things because people were not understanding my vision with the project. And also, I didn't know that people were doing underhanded things financially because I just don't know the language. I don't understand the social norms, So not only that, are we dealing with that dynamic? There's so many like things pertaining to like social, that we are having difficulties with now. I told you guys about my group. The reason why I know this is because everyone's sharing the same story. It has to with their work dynamic, the challenges that they go with that, meaning that most men don't want a woman saying things that are strong and or truthful and or authoritative, and so most American women are coming with that empowered concept of being. So we also have this thing where people see Ghanaian men in particular, African men, as family men, not taking into consideration that there's a lot of things that come with that. Africa is not this promised land like everyone thinks it is. Or
they family men, but they're in a patriarchal setting where they're not going to listen to your bullshit. And you 10,000 miles away, whatever, 5,000 miles away, you coming with that independent, argumentative bullshit. They don't like that. They not used to that. That shit is like fucking worms coming out of their ears. And also they will go upside your head. If you used to, if you're a chick, I'm gonna just tell you, I'm gonna give you a PSA. If you're a chick that likes to argue and fight men, don't come to Africa at all. The entire continent, just don't come. Join I don't know. I mean, I ain't gonna say nothing about nobody else, but basically don't come to Africa. Just go somewhere else. I don't know where, but don't come to Africa because you're going to complain about it and come up with some type of excuse to justify it back to your sisterhood camp, and you ain't gonna enjoy it because the thing is that okay, it's not you can't justify what you can justify in America. America lets you do what you do for whatever reason they done it, because they took the old English values to America and et cetera, and all that. Africa fought the English, and they're still fighting it because they don't want this bullshit over there. Okay. Um, you, just because you got a mouth doesn't oversee male hierarchy. Okay. You're a woman. You're born a woman. You're submissive by nature. Nature puts you in that category. Um, you cook the food, you take care of the children, and you protect them, and look after my back, if needed. That's how that goes. That's just the basic, operating system that has been going for um, thousands and millions of years. You trying, just because you're smart and your men let you get away, your simps back home let you get away with murder. You can't get away with that in another country like that. So um that's what she's talking about. All right, let's play this shit again.
The propaganda that's been spewed, I will speak my truth. It's not. And I usually speak like this at Higher Mind Network. But I said, my friends want to know the real, because they're sending me comments, they're sending me emails about my beautiful life and this and that. And I'm like, hold up, cousin. In the real world, let's really think about that. Let's really think about it. It's so sad because I still stay in the loop of what's going on in America. And it's like, America is a melting pot of everything and everyone and all kinds of thoughts. But unfortunately, everyone gets classified as the same, mainly Black women, as just imperfect. She's toxic. She's single mother. She's this, she's the worst, all of these things. And so when I came here, all that type of talk stopped until I woke up. Something happened to me. And then again, they did it again. You see what I'm saying? See, that's what the Black woman gets. Yeah, that's what she gets. I counted a blessing from God or the universe that I have experienced what I have experienced. I have developed the brain capacity to actually think. And it's like when you come into an environment like this, all of your learnings can come tumbling down, can completely dissolve, can completely disintegrate, because it's not an environment where you can cultivate all of that empowerment and that strength.
Basically what she said is a lot of things is based off of intellectualism, overthinking. Okay. A lot of us, because we're spoiled with technology, we're spoiled with laws that basically are one-sided, are gender-based, one-sided, and other people can, the other side, or let's just say the woman could manipulate that court system into her favor. Governmental systems of justice in her favor. All of that stuff doesn't work in other countries, and these women are getting a rude awakening to that.
I don't know if y'all feel me on that. And so, like I said, in my group, I'm listening to my ladies, and they're married, got children, and all of these things. And I stay quiet. I just say, we entered into this environment, and these are the things that we have to learn, within this new society, new cultures. But there's so many tears. There's so many tears. And I think to myself, is that a good thing? If something is good to you or good for you, should it bring you to tears, to where you feel emptiness and unhappiness? To where you feel disconnected without support? Where you feel more foreign than when you first arrived?
So apparently, okay, I don't keep abreast on everything. I'm not some, I do have some time on my hand, but damn, I don't scour all of the internet. This just came up on my feed. Now, I already know this exists though. I know about what goes on in my father's country, just like I know what's going on in my mother's country. Now, the thing is, what she's talking about is she's with a band of women, sisterhoods, um, from America that basically they said they wanted to ditch Leroy. You know what I'm saying? And find and go with tall, Big Daddy Babatunde Longstroke. And they came to Africa and basically uh they Leroy wanted you to have the values of his grandma, cook, clean, appreciate him, basically kind of similarly to what he get from, Maria and Becky. You know what I'm saying? Just respect him as a man, um, appreciate him, and so on and so forth. Um, Leroy really didn't ask for much. Now, you probably bypassed Leroy for Gloctavius. Things got too heated, whatever the case may be. You had to get out of town maybe, because I'm gonna tell you, I don't really talk a lot about this, but okay, when we talk about Chicago and the violence and the dudes shooting and killing each other and shooting this rapper, shooting that rapper that can't stay in his home city, you know what I'm saying, and crew up and you know what I'm saying, come up with his crew. When he come up with his crew, he got to leave his crew because his crew trying to rob him, trying to kill him, trying to shoot at his baby mama. And it's like that's what goes on. Like a lot of times, when I say I don't really want no gangster boo or nothing like that, is because a lot of what you see with the women that get killed, their retaliations with basically gang violence. They're dating a dude that is, basically got ops. That's selling dope, rolling with this hood, this set or that crew, whatever. And they just casualties of war, they casualties of violence. And then the news doesn't go in depth. They don't know what happened to this. It's like that song with Clips, what happened to that boy. It's like what happened to that girl. Like they don't know what happened. But I mean, you got to understand, like these chicks, that's who they want. That's who they going to clubs, they out. You know what I'm saying? Chicago, a lot of Chicago, black Chicago is the hood. I mean, I can't sugarcoat it to you. I won't try to that much, but yeah, a lot of black Chicago is the hood, unfortunately, just like New York. I mean, so the hood culture of the hood dude being on top and that's who you want, is consequences for that, because you got to understand you dealing with a dude that works out of system D. Working out of system D means, basically, yeah, he might be able to give the D real good too, but he's doing illegal activities with other men that's doing illegal activities, that's trying to basically escape law enforcement, that's trying to gun them down or arrest them. Their other, opposition is trying to gun them down and kill them and get rid of them, steal what they have. It's a very savage world that even them they don't have to deal with. And I talked to my cousins about this a long time ago. You do not have to do that. The women you want, they gonna want you even if you ain't got no money. Like they want, eventually, it's like life cycles where it's women that even deal with homosexuals. Like you don't really even have to have that much money, because what you find out, and this is like basically a revelation, long time ago, after I said that over 10 years ago, even if you get the highest level, you got Theo Waff. Theo Waff makes almost $1 million a year. He has problems with women in America, black women in America. So much so that he basically writes them off and he only deals with foreign women 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got more educational accolades, certificates, IT certifications, jobs than the law. I mean, like literally, like I mean, he even get hated on by other dudes. Like, I mean, the thing is this is what I'm talking about, you know. A high level male, a high level black man that doesn't get appreciated, doesn't um get held in high regard, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reason. Now, here's the thing. Is Theo perfect? Is there some obvious things that Theo could do? Yeah, I mean, um, you know what I'm saying. But the thing is that it's just what I'm saying is a lot of these men are just basically cast aside, and they actually have the money. They're making it legally, because Theo ain't taking no shit. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and the thing is that the men that, you know what I'm saying, selling drugs and scamming and stuff like that, doing stuff illegal, they not taking no shit either. Because see, the consequences of what they do is they're used to, basically they're outlaws. So yeah, they will smack a chick up. They will even kill a chick. They killed chicks before. You know what I'm saying? And they you know what I'm saying? They deal with these dudes, and they have enemies that actually do the same thing, kill chicks, all that. And then, you know, they can't catch the boyfriend, so they catch the girlfriend. And then that's why you have situations where you like, damn, why did they killing the young chick? Why they killing a young woman walk into a bakery, you know what I'm saying, to get her cake for her little 3-year-old birthday? Because she was dating some dude that was in that life. And them dudes play chess. They play chess too. That when you in jail, that's what you do. That you play chess, you prison, you play chess. And just because they pookies and ray rays, they not dumb either. Like some of them are. Let me see here. For some reason, this got real small. Bro, a lot of them dudes don't have the stuff to make women tingle in America outside of having bread. That is the thing. Okay, we gonna talk about that. You know, basically, you know, Alonzo kind of like me, way more street though. I didn't. I was real smart. Unfortunately, I gotta say it like it is. In my opinion, I was smart because I knew the kind of gang shit. I didn't. The reason I never really went to the meetings and joined the gangs because I knew I was smart enough even at the time to know that wasn't the smart way to go. I was in the Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts. And then I eventually got older and went all the way with it and joined the military. That was the power. Like the gangs, that's a local militia. They have a little power, but it's like basically a band of a militia, you know, like street lords or warlords. Um, when you got a okay, when you got a white dude that basically got a gun and a badge, and you running from this dude, and I've seen this my whole life. When I see a white dude with a badge in a gun, uh, chasing a hardcore, you know, black dude that's a hoodlum, he's running away from this dude. That is not power to me. I don't see power in that. That never was power to me. That's you know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, like, you know, um men that doesn't happen to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that you should run from the police like that or whatever, but um I've seen men do that. And it's like, that's what women see. That's why they looking at a white dude like he, goddamn it, God, that he the slave master, whatever. Because they see at the end of the day, um, a white a 5'4" white dude with a gun and a badge chasing some dude that is supposedly the strongest dude and he got all the chicks in the hood, wet and all that. They seen him running from just a regular dork, and that's why I don't agree with even dudes. A black dude can't be a dork. How does white people get a pass, but black dudes don't get a pass at being dorky, being corny? And you see a corny white dude with a gun in a badge chasing down the most hardcore dude in the hood. And I've seen that. So it's like, that's why I never went to the extreme. And I watched a lot of Minister Society, New Jack City, South Central, all of the movies. And I just, to be honest, man, I went from Chicago, poverty, right, a poverty area. I saw what the other side of being in a gang was. Like, it was places where you had to be in a gang to survive. The suburbs, I knew once I got to the suburbs, shit was sweet. We used to play like that. I used to shake up GD. We used to shake up all kind of different games. We was like mimicking what was around us. And you definitely can't do that. If you get caught doing that in Chicago, you would get a fucking beat down. You get a pumpkin head. They found out you were trying to imitate some type of gang. That wasn't your gang. Like, you have some serious consequences for that. But my homies was GDs. That they were, in gangs. They were Blackstones. They were Four Corner Hustlers, Vice Lords. They were from Chicago to a certain extent, and they wanted to do that. That was the thing to do. That was what the chicks was into. Black culture was not like separate. It was no preppy culture like that. Blacks weren't separated like that. I mean, every little crevice of ghetto culture seeped into the black community. Like, the Bone Thugs and Harmony. That was the culture to be a thug back then. Have some saggy pants and be a thug. That's just part of the culture, man. That they push. Uh, let's see here. Yeah. So that's what they did, man. Now, as far as what you said here, a lot of them dudes don't have the stuff to make women tingle. Yeah, they don't. And then here's the thing: they don't want to listen to guys like us too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna call it out. I'm gonna call it all the way out. I ain't leaving no. I'm not sparing. I'm not sparing anyone from this conversation. All right. Yes, you do need to listen to the dude that can get chicks better than you. I did it. I was like about 6 months. I was in cousin T-Tall's Patreon. I was like, you know what I'm saying, trying to see what was up. A lot of dudes be like on some narcissist type shit. Oh man, fuck that nigga. Hold on, let me turn my let me turn my notifications down, man. Hold on. Yeah, they be like, I ain't gonna listen to this dude, or they listen to the wrong dudes. They listen to Corny and Fit. And Corny and Fit they don't do nothing but make you more cornier. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's who they listen to, because that they objectify with those dudes, you know what I'm saying? if you know what I'm saying, that's my take on it. Like, it's like, you gotta respect things how they are. A lot of times this is what they do. Because you're not on a level financially like they are, they dismiss what you have to say. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody is not on the same financial level as you doesn't mean you can't learn from them. Doesn't mean you can't get on a regimen, buy some tea, you know what I'm saying, lose some weight. You know what I'm saying? I've been losing quite a bit of weight, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like people just rather struggle and do other things. Like, I mean, I don't know what somebody do as far as tingle. I can't necessarily say what somebody do as far as behind closed doors. I just will say it's certain women, it's certain men that are attractive to women. And those men tend to be damn near. Ron Wills went to the grave talking about go to the gym, work on your fucking body. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. He couldn't say it enough. Like, at the end of the day, I'm exhausted, nigga. Go to the gym, do some push-ups, whatever. God damn it, and your body will fucking speak for you. You don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, them Bradley Gaines dudes and Goku pumping them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even gotta say nothing. You come with the white tee, the fucking wife beater with the fucking flailing arms and shit, pecs coming out. You literally, your body is speaking for you at that point. Even Alan Roger Curry talked about that. Like, these dudes are knuckleheads. They really, to be honest, it's Epicureanism. It's hard to do that. I've done that before. I've had a body like that. Shit, if you want me to prove it, I'll pull it up. I had a fucking body like Adonis before. I'll get it back. Um, the thing is this. Uh you know what I'm saying? It's hard to get that. You gotta not eat that bullshit. You gotta sacrifice, and you really gotta be in tune with your fitness. If you can't make it to the gym makes it to you. It's not easy. Trust me, it's not easy. But you know what I'm saying? Cats don't want to listen. It's like what I said earlier. Men even don't want to listen to other men. Um, that's a problem. But it's like, okay, just because you make more money don't mean that somebody that don't make as much money as you don't listen to them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's I've never been that type. If I was that type, I would never be where I am, because you know how many niggas done died and ain't never made no money. I mean, Dr. Ben, he died on his fucking deathbed. He barely had people support him. And then niggas be vultures and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole bunch of poor righteous teachers that walk this earth, man. They ain't even make that much money. Even Tesla died in poverty. You know what I'm saying? They laughed at him. Hood niggas be having a whole AK and run from one guy with a badge and a 9mm. He ain't afraid to go back and tug out. Man, some white and a lot of white dudes that are beta males become cops. You can have a white dude, 5'4", with an FBI badge and a gun, will chase a nigga 6'5", that knock out niggas with one punch and have the whole hood wet from, you know what I'm saying, his stroke game. Run from that dude is 5'4", man. Like, I don't know, man. I respect them guys, man. I know they're a force. I know these dudes is a force, man. Black men are the titans. You know what I'm saying? If you read, if you know, you know. The thing is, you can't you gotta know you a titan. I know I'm a titan. Other niggas don't know that. So if they don't listen to me because they think I wore one too many glasses and I've been corny one too many times or whatever the fuck, okay, that's the hill you gonna have to die on, though. But at the end of the day, these dudes do listen to me because they be stealing my content, they be stealing my style, they be stealing my words. So they do, you know, I am the king of this shit. So I ain't gonna lie, like it is some dudes really give me respect. They don't give me the full respect because they don't give me no shout out. But the thing is that yeah, it's a problem. It's a big problem, man. Definitely a problem. I'm gonna play what she's talking about because she's getting into the tea. She's getting really juicy with what's going on. But again, she's part of a group that I already know exists. I've known exists for a while. Basically, they said, you know, fuck Leroy. He came, you know, coming to West Africa with Babatunde Long Stroke. Here's the thing about Babatunde. Babatunde don't have the US currency like that. He don't have the money like that. So they in a tizzy. They come over to a country where basically it's a lot more poverty than what they used to, a lot of infrastructure that they're not used to. Now they are changing. They are bringing in more modern infrastructure, but it's behind by like 100 years. You know, Africa, a lot of parts of Africa are behind 100 years. No modern sewage, no modern sanitation, no modern plumbing, no modern electricity grid. It's a lot of like things that are behind. A lot of even disease, a lot of things that in America they, you know, you would be not separate from that. The culture, you know, the Africans are like Europeans. They with white Americans, they, you know, Europeans are like you dumb, fat, lazy Americans. Africans think the same thing about African Americans, like you know, they believe they're superior. Because Europe is the source, you know, Africa is the source. When an American come over to Europe, he knows he's going to the source of who he is, of who his ancestry is. The same thing with Africa, even though got a lot of cats in Africa. I mean, America is like, okay, I'm an Indian now, or I'm really an Indian. I'm African and I'm Indian, but I'll just be Indian more so than Africa, even though I can literally show you a video of all like the slave ship travels of from when they travel from the 1600s to 1800s, the ship movements going from Africa to the Caribbean to Brazil, the South America to America. Like I can literally show you the ship patterns. They literally have documented um ship patterns that people have made into interactive 3D mapping, real-time mapping to show the ship travels in America. So like I can show you niggas this shit, but you want to be you're emotional. You want to feel good. I can't do nothing with a nigga that just want to feel good all day and not want to live in reality and accept reality of the truth. Basically, you if you can't take that red pill or that, you know, whatever, accept the truth for what it is, or accept the truth at the very least, I can't fucking help you. I mean, if you want to put a feather in your hat, I'll join you. You know, it's like I'm be honest with you. One of the parts of my game when I used to like try to really talk to women or whatever is that I'll go with whatever they talking about. If they on some Ugawa Black Power shit, I'll go along with it as long as I get the pussy. If they on some Indian shit, I'll put a feather in and start hopping around. Like, I mean, but the thing is, you know, that's, you know, the thing is at the end of the day, man, I know I'm basically Indian. I know I'm Indian. I can tell you the tribe. I can tell you the tribe that I'm from. You know, my mother's side of my, you know, grandmother's side. I could tell you the exact tribe. Okay. I'm also African. Okay, on my mother's side and my dad's side. I don't throw one side over the other. I'm part Scottish. directly Scottish. I could pull up the white dude that's my great grandfather on live in real time and show you that on my mother's side it's part of a Scottish man that got with my great grandmother and married our great grandmother. She don't look happy in the picture though. That's all I'll say. She don't look happy in the picture. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, I don't put one over the other. I mean, definitely the African portion over the other because that's the most dominant portion. It is some Indians, North or Native Americans that you can see the features. I can see the features. I've been with a lot of black women that have strong Native American features. You can see it. I can see it. It's part of the culture. The Native Americans had a lot of slaves. They traded for slaves. Now, what they did with the slaves is a little bit different than what the Europeans did. they used the black slaves, the African slaves, to basically join the tribe and fight the Europeans. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they did. And then they also bred with the women. But let me play this again. She's got some type of sisterhood where they went to Africa to see what Baba Tunde talking about. They like the culture, getting away from racism, white people following them everywhere and saying odd things everywhere they go, strange looks, getting pulled over, getting harassed, and just even dealing with their men and running away from submission from their men, but going to Africa where the African man wants even more submission and is used to submission from his women, and they're having a hard time. So she's explaining it. Okay, let's
arrived, so I can relate to these things because guess what? I was born in America too, and so as this thing that I did not want to admit, this leader, I don't see myself as a leader. I see myself as a person just like anyone else out there. You have to be wise about your decisions as to why you're coming here. The reason why I came here was bloody darn stupid. It was the most terrible thing that I could actually do, and the universe woke my tail up and showed me that you didn't have.
All right, let me play that again. Wait, hold on. All right.
Self as a person just like anyone else out there. You have to be wise about your decisions as to why you're coming here. The reason why I came here was bloody darn stupid. It was the most terrible thing that I could actually do, and the universe woke my tail up and showed me that you didn't have to leave to live on a farm. You didn't have to leave to find a beautiful black man, or to be feeling loved. And the thing about it is, I wasn't in pursuit of love. I wasn't in pursuit of like things fulfilling me. I was on that spiritual tip. I always have been. But thinking that the shrines, thinking that the traditional, all of those things were going to somehow uplift me and help me, it destroyed me. And I had to build myself back up. In all honesty, what happens to the American woman when she comes here, who she was, who she learned to be in her home country, everything that her parents taught her, her guardians taught her, to empower her, to uplift her, to strengthen her through her toxic experiences, they are completely almost shattered when she comes into an environment like this, because the women do not have the empowerment that your ancestors fought for.
Okay, that's some old sisterhood, a Ruhu, call, like, you know what I'm saying, like pump up sisterhood stuff. Just basically to go by what she said, that your sisters fought for or whatever. Basically, what she's saying is she's a feminist in Ghana, and she has other feminists that's having a hard time in Ghana. That is basically what she's saying. And it's like, okay, the women are fighting, we're fighting in America. Primarily the white women were fighting the white men in America for whatever. And then, even to be honest, the women that were fighting in America for feminism were the poor women. And basically the rich women together, and they got the poor women because the poor women were easily influenced to join their mission, and they were successful in their endeavors of getting, the right to vote, the right to, do certain things and have certain laws, right? Now the thing is that basically the black woman was always oppressed and never was not oppressed. Okay, to a point where, you know, um, she was used as a tool. She was used as some type of chess piece to basically play up against her men. Uh, used to basically be propped up and all of that type of stuff. And her fight for feminism is a different fight than the white woman's fight for feminism. Obviously, she was always working already because she had to, because either she was from a family that was poor, they didn't have the means to, basically take care of themselves because their dad didn't have any wealth to transfer or basically set the woman up. They didn't, if they were married into a dude's family, the dude didn't have that much money or wealth to take the woman on. So it was a situation where they, kind of had to work to survive. And I mean, it was always the poor woman that had to work. The woman that had means, her man worked, she didn't have to work. That was just, this was something that just basically they were indoctrinated by their mother, what I'm saying, to be like this. And they all joined up like Voltron to just, kind of make it transform into modernism, to where it works for them. But the little rally cry that she just said is futile, because in the United States that works, in another country that absolutely doesn't work. Because here's the thing, it's a lot of dudes that's just as, I ain't gonna say just as smart, but they some smart guys. um Everybody's smart in different ways, but they talk about this more so than I do. I don't talk about this every day. I come and talk about this every now and again. And I go back to talking about money and stuff like that. But here's the thing, this, a lot of times, feminism is propped up by capitalism. Okay, feminism and capitalism is the absolute correspondence of one another. You can't have feminism without capitalism. And this is where the smart guys, if they listen to, instead of talking about you can't get none of this pussy, or this pussy hard to get, it costs $50,000 at the very least. You would have learned that yeah, you need to, in order to have your feminism work for you, you need capitalism. And unfortunately, that's where I offended you. You know what I'm saying? That's where you got hurt.
Really him. Really him. You're a victim. Here we go, CSI.
shit.
So yeah, without capitalism, feminism is a done hill, is filled with done hill and flies and throw up sauce. um and it's like, yeah, the smart guys, if you really gonna learn to respect the smart guys, because the smart guys warned you. Them long discussions that you was like, man, fuck y'all, and then turned the live stream off when we told you. You know what I'm saying? Basically, older guys and younger had discussions on this, and we said that, yeah, long time ago, you need capitalism for feminism to really work, boo. And you didn't listen to that shit. So now you got flies and done basically thrown at your face, and you got to deal with being a disgrace. No, I mean, you got to deal with, man, a lot of stuff, and it's just not really fun dealing with those things. And she's gonna go into more detail. Let's let her talk.
They are just now scratching at the surface.
In just over 2 minutes, I'm going to show you how I created this ebook using a feature called...
Okay.
I don't think y'all hear me though. So what's been a great experience is observing the family dynamic, but we're talking about a dynamic that is stemming from some very archaical experiences, meaning that
Basically, here's the thing. She, like, if you, one of the things that you notice, right? If you kind of notice it, you can't overlook it, right? This is a married woman. She's married to an African, Babatunde. Let's just say she's a married woman. She doesn't seem really happy about being married. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of see where possibly she's going to be in the next, year or 2 or 3 years. I don't know how long she's going to survive. But she doesn't seem to be happy to be a newlywed wife. You know what I'm saying? She just don't seem too happy about that. And the archaic is like what works. It works well. The men, so doing in a patriarchal setting, right? The men tend to be more happier in a patriarchal setting. The women that are coming from a more matriarchal society, like the black women in America in the hoods, in the ghettos of America, and of such, where basically the women can get with dysfunctional men and just kind of have a scene where I still haven't seen the movie Chicago with Spike Lee, but just basically like that movie that I've never seen and don't really care if I ever do see, but they can have societies like that. But then instead of like basically having sex with the hood dudes, they just basically boycott. They don't boycott the hood dudes, they boycott the smart dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Got him! Got him!
So yeah, they have, you know what I'm saying, they flee from that and go to Africa, right? And then it's like worse, because it's like, yeah, like she said, back home she should have just listened to Leroy. You know what I'm saying? Because Babatunde, I know about Babatunde.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Nah, they peaceful, man. They ain't for that bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help.
They ain't for that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. They simp. but they want reciprocity from they simping.
There's a lot of old ways and a lot of old values, and who said they were 100% good? There are a lot of things that not only, America needs to fix, or anywhere in the world, we all need to fix things about our societies and about ourselves and about how we conduct ourselves within societies, how
On their little individual tribal little tribe that they created in Ghana, it's not they don't have enough money to defeat the patriarchy. You know what I'm saying? They ain't have enough money in the United States. You know what I'm saying? Because they was buying too many Birkins, too many, you know what I'm saying, Chanel, too many Gucci belts, you know what I'm saying? Gucci this, Gucci that, Fendi this, Fendi that, Prada this, Prada that, Louis this, Louis that, right? They didn't have enough money to fight the patriarchy in the United States, obviously, right? Now the patriarchy, I'm gonna tell you what the patriarchy is in the United States. That little midget white man with the badge and the gun, that's patriarchy. That judge that's behind the you know what I'm saying, the defense attorney, that's patriarchy. You know, the legal system and all of that, the legislators, the Senate, the executive branch, that's patriarchy. Okay. The men per se, they do operate. You can have your own form of patriarchy. It's not hard to do. You just got to get the right woman to do it. The problem is it's not that many right women to do it. So that's the conundrum with that. You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I'm saying? So but the thing is that men per se is hard, you know what I'm saying, try to operate on a patriarchal level, but they have a hard time. You know what I'm saying? You know, it just society is not such. Society is very idiotic in America, idiocratic, very backwards in a lot of different ways, and definitely backwards in gender roles. But you can still be powerful in America. You could be very, very powerful. It's called understanding what's going on, not being delusional. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to give to you by my content. I'm trying to, wake you up and put you up on the understanding of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? There's a male hierarchy, okay? You can't run from it. Even she can't run from it. You know what I'm saying?
we develop, so on and so forth. But Ghana has their own problems. And different African countries have their own problems. And when you move into their societies within their cultures, you're about to adopt what they got going on. And so therefore, if a man or a woman has not received the same upbringing as you, the same love, nurture, and care and compassion as you, the same education level, thought, society, these types of things, that is where you're going to have the culture shock and the clashing.
Basically what I'm doing, I'm basically interpreting sisterhood linguistics. Basically what she just said was the men weren't raised to be simps, so you can't manipulate them, so it's going to be challenging. That's what she said.
It would probably be much more easier for a man from abroad to come and to find his women, because the women are, and there's no disrespect to my Ghanaian women. I've actually had I was blessed one day to sit with some Ghanaian women maybe about a month and a half ago, and they completely opened up to me. We'll talk about that later.
All right. Speaking of such, I'm going to take a short break. I'll be right back. Come check out owlsherbs.com, where we have all of your herbal needs and different variety of products, from sea moss to black seed oil, and a different variety of products for different health issues, because your health is your wealth.
Welcome to alsherbs.com, the oasis for your wellness journey. Our mission is to promote good health and reduce the risk of disease by providing a holistic approach to well-being. From the soothing scent of lavender to the invigorating kick of ginseng, we've got you covered with a wide array of herbs, supplements, and wellness products. Imagine the power of nature, harnessed and delivered right to your doorstep. That's the alsherbs.com promise, and it's a promise we're proud to keep. Shopping at alsherbs.com has truly transformed my life, says one of our satisfied customers. The quality of their products is unmatched, and I've never felt better. And she's not alone. Countless individuals have found a one-stop shop for all their wellness needs at alsherbs.com. It's made a world of difference in my life, another customer shares. And what's the secret to our success? It's simple. We believe in the power of holistic wellness, and we're committed to providing the best products to support your journey. Whether you're boosting your immune system, seeking natural remedies, or enhancing your fitness routine, we have everything you need. The path to a healthier, happier life is just a click away. Visit alsherbs.com today and experience the transformative power of nature. Take the first step towards a vibrant, fulfilling lifestyle. alsherbs.com, where your wellness journey begins. Improving lives, one herb at a time. Your wellness oasis awaits.
Yeah, she's right. As far as what she said about Leroy going to Ghana, he's living his life. He's got not just one woman, he's got two. His balls are empty, he's happy, he's fed. He's trying to conduct business. He's dealing with Baba Tunde and all of the rest of the gang, and he's trying to get some type of business off the ground, if not already has, because Baba Tunde, he know Leroy, he know the plight of Leroy, and he's gonna work with him, you know what I'm saying? Because they working with each other in America. It's an understanding. It's not nothing new, man. Black people been going back to Africa, man. Marcus Garvey and all that in the early 1900s, man. It's not nothing new, man. The thing is that what's new is, we got different cultural problems, different relationship, mindset issues. And yeah, those things, they don't change because you go to another country. Just because you think women's supposed to be a certain way, or men is supposed to be a certain way, that don't jive well in another country. It just doesn't. And you might try to terraform it, but you're gonna have to have some money to do that. You ain't got no money. That's one of the things too. A lot of what you find out is, it's just, a lot of it is, a lot of people have a lot of different issues. And one of those issues, it's like people are looking for a Swiss Army knife. And it's fine. I like Swiss Army knives. I'm a Cub Scout and Boy Scout. Okay. They looking for something to solve quite a few problems. Okay. Cost of living is an issue in America. Okay, Africa does solve those problems. A lot of places in Africa, right? For women, men, having problems with men in the United States. Africa has a lot of men in Africa, right? Solves that problem. Where it doesn't solve that problem is, obviously, the infrastructure is not like America. The culture, the patriarchal society is not like America. And it's where, men, obviously that absolutely does us well. That does us better. You know what I'm saying? Having a woman cook for you, you know what I'm saying? Dancing for you on the table after she cooks your meal. I need to get that damn video. Wait, hold on. I gotta do a long pause so I can find that damn video, man. Shit. Let me see if is that on this. Let me see if that's on my laptop. 'Cause I did download that a long time ago. Let me see if I got that video. Because that is funny. That is definitely appropriate right now. But yeah, like dancing on your food after dancing on the table after they served you a meal. Yeah, that's definitely appropriate. Definitely appropriate. Let me see if I got that video. Let's see if I got that. People must know I'm on live stream because like I never get all these texts and all this shit. Well, I'm let me see here. Well, I can find that shit. I'm sure I can find it. Let's go see if we can find that beautiful bean footage. Let's see. Go to. Let's see what we got here. Okay. All right. Yeah. If you in the building, hit the likey button. Drop a comment. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what you think about the content. Share the content and support the content. Cashapp below. Okay. Coming, we about what 2 days from Valentine's Day. She posted this video. She's having some issues in my father's homeland and my homeland. Trying to deal with the men in Ghana and having problems dealing with just the culture there, and her women friends having issues dealing with the men, dealing with the culture, dealing with the society. Ain't no way I'm gonna find this. I entirely like too much stuff, and a lot of it is definitely inappropriate for sharing on Twitter. Damn, just gave that up. YouTube, yeah. And this was so long ago. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. I might be able to find it. God damn, what the fuck? I hope this is about $1 million. See what the hell they talking about. Oh. Okay. All right. All right. Let me see. I don't like that much stuff, so it's still there. It's still there. It's just been a minute. I'm very optimistic that I'll find it. It's probably been like, I don't know, it's been like a couple weeks. Let's see, what's she talking about here? It's cool with that. Yeah, I'm an avid Twitter user. I have a blue check. Yes, I pay for Twitter. Now, what do I get for that? I get a lot out of Twitter, man. I enjoy Twitter. I'm late to the party with Twitter. I'm definitely late as hell, but you know, Twitter is actually that's my pastime. After I see what's you know Facebook laming about and faking about, and Instagram, you know, is talking about. I absolutely go on Twitter and I get lost. I get lost with Twitter. Like I just absolutely get lost. You know what I'm saying? It's got a lot of content, man. You know, a lot of it is not it's not it's you know, work appropriate. It's definitely not YouTube. YouTube will literally cancel you right away if you try to share stuff. But yeah, you know what? I you know, I wanted to show that video, but I just don't have it. And it's just I don't know when I posted it. I know I saved it on a computer, but I probably probably I don't know when I saved that shit, man. I shared it with somebody else. I shared it with DJ Kuda, but I don't know where it's at. You know, I download so much shit. It's crazy, but it's just a very, very funny video. And I gotta start doing better at stuff. Like, you know, I gotta start hashtagging stuff and all that, like, so I could find stuff real fast, you know. But anyway, I sorry about that. I know I probably lost a lot of people, but yeah, I can't find it, so I'm gonna play this some more.
Okay. There have been people. Wait, I forgot where I was going with this. See, that's why I shouldn't have changed the idea. But anyways, I was saying something about the men. The men would have a easier time because of the social upbringings of the women. And just so you know, not all women are like this here, where they didn't come up with the same push that we had, you know, to thrive. Their survival is different. So people think that American women are classified in like this little bitty box of something, but it's too diverse to do that, you know. And so what I'm saying is that it would be different for the American woman versus the American man, because you're just I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's just easier for them because the women kind of like do everything here, unless they are rich and or have like a social upbringing of equilibrium where
Capitalism, and unless they have capital, like what I said earlier. Okay, unless they have capital. When they have capital, when women get capital, you know, it's just okay. Let's play good old let's play Andrew Tate. Let's play Andrew, because this is what y'all do a lot of times. Y'all like to do with y'all money. You know what I'm saying? When y'all get money, not all of y'all, but most of y'all, this is what y'all do when y'all get paper. And it's backwards as hell. And it's not all cultural, not all cultures do this. But the black women love to do this. It's like they get off on doing this shit. So it's like, yeah, it's weird. But this is what she talking about right here. Let me hold on. Let me reset this shit.
A man gets up at 4 a.m. to go carry garbage to earn a good wage. He ain't thinking, I'm going to do this so I can oppress that bitch because she's broke. He's doing it thinking so I can provide for my family, so my woman can stay at home and raise my kids and have nice nails while I'm out here carrying trash. You go to a coal mine, those dudes are not down there thinking about oppressing women. They're down there thinking about providing for women. Now, I'm not saying that there's not bad apples, but in general, us men are prepared to take on more bullshit to protect you than you would possibly believe. The modern world spun that. You women need more money because men make the money and men are in charge and men have the good job. Men are out here giving up their fucking life for you chicks. They're giving up their life for you. And feminism prevents you respecting it. When a man...
Okay. Yeah, that's Andrew. He he goes in depth to it, man. Real quick, real precise. You know what I'm saying? Quick on the draw. Yeah, she laughing at it, she laughing it off, but yeah, let's rewind that because that was pretty poignant, what she said or whatever. Let's play that. Yeah.
Anyways, I was saying something about the men. The men would have a easier time because of the social upbringings of the women. And just so you know, not all women are like this here, where they didn't come up with the same push that we had, to survive. Their survival is different. So people think that American women are classified in like this little bitty box of something, but it's too diverse to do that, And so what I'm saying is that it would be different for the American woman versus the American men, because men you're just, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's just easier for them because the women kind of like do everything here, unless they are rich and or have like a social upbringing of equilibrium, we're Western educated and things to that nature. We can go really deep, but I won't, and so it's just, we have to be aware.
They are not paying you enough. If you're honest, you know that you deserve a higher salary than what you're getting.
Of why we come, if I were to recommend, I'd never recommended or promoted this place as like, hey, y'all need to come out here because you can find you a man that's going to treat you well and give you everything you want. I've never said that. I will never say it because I will be like setting you up. I have many sisters, many women that have come here and they've taken their behinds right back. What does that say? It's been cultural, unfortunately. And also, you got to remember that in America, we've like refined one another into kind of like elite perfectionists within the society, even within our trifling ways. The way that we deal with one another in relationships is we always want to make each other happy. And I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, but we're definitely concerned about if someone's sitting sad, what's wrong? That's how we are in the Western societies. If we see someone is a little sad or down or something, we can pick it up. We're very discerning in the culture. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because I've been able to sit back in a different society and see how people are not really like that. You know what I mean? And so it's a beautiful learning, but we can't be naive to think that you're going to find perfection, because most likely you won't. You won't. What you could discover about yourself is the flexibility and the stability within a relationship, that if you have differences, now this is the thing I was going to say, maybe if you sit down and talk about it, but that might be a little different too, depending on our statuses, because communication, I find, is very difficult for me here, especially with strangers. You guys, we've shared it even on this channel within marriage, how one may say something, we don't interpret it all the same. And there's a lot of different intricacies in our communications that could be difficult. So sometimes I've chosen to actually stay silent about things. So a lot of the videos that you'll see, that's why I asked you guys yesterday, would you guys like silent videos? Because I actually feel happy doing that for you guys sometimes, because I don't always have the words to say, because maybe that day I'm not really feeling happy. I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling like 100%. And so I don't want to like say something that'll offend anyone. And then also what I've grown to realize like in this experience is that like even if I'm feeling a certain type of way, maybe it's something I have to deal with, you know? And so I'll be like, okay, well, go cook something and I found great healing in that. I found great healing with adapting to the country, in the environment, by dealing in nature, dealing in creativity and things like that. That's really what's holding me up here. But sometimes I question like, you know, like, did I really need to come this far to do that? And the answer is no, I didn't. You know, so that's why I'm saying to you, before you take that leap, ask yourself, what are you truly what are you truly going for? Are you going to escape racism? Because if that is the case, according to what I know now, you can escape racism right where you are. Right where you are. It's going to start with your thinking. I didn't know this over there, babes. I didn't. How I think now and what I believe now, I didn't have it. So being here was a blessing for me, even though I made a mistake in coming and this and that. I had to work that out, you know, got married. And so I got beat with the reality, like, okay, now I'm kind of like stuck here. So how you going to work this out? Because it's easy to just go back and just be like, let me go back to my comfort zone. But when you go back, what are you going back to? Yes, Brianna. So this right here, that's just a little of why it's even difficult for someone such as me. And I consider myself like a not a lucky go happy no, more of I'm adaptable. But my adaptability has been challenged because this has not really been the place where I could express myself fully. You know, you guys know that things have changed for me for the better because I chose to change it. No one changed that for me. I worked on myself. I saw my own BS. I saw my own negative thinking, my own negative self-talk. There's a lot of things that I worked on quietly, you know. But even when I was over there at our project and I was sharing in poetry, people, that kind of went over a lot of people's heads because I have this tendency where I don't want to offend people. But I felt like my tongue, my mouth was being just covered. I felt like I couldn't express myself because my ideas are not liked or they're not respected. But I learned something from it though. Like, just mind your business. Don't try to go clean up the streets. Don't do this thing. You see what I'm saying? Don't do anything. You said I sound miserable. You damn right. Like, that is the point that I'm sharing here, is that
She's saying she went to Ghana, she bought into a farm, she got married, and she's miserable. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, I mean, so yeah, I mean, I guess they be, because women watch what other women do and they wanna do what the other women does. Like, and this is where I tell y'all be falling for people that are dishonest with you. And their dishonesty comes from omission. That's why I'm transparent more, where I tell you, this channel is based off of financial honesty. I told you, okay, this is where I am financially. This is what I'm working on. This channel was a journey towards me dealing with my financial problems. Okay, I talk about other things, but I'm transparent. Well, if you're following someone and ingesting or taking in their content, and they're not transparent with you. And women do this a lot, where they basically don't tell you what's going on. They pretend like they're happy. A lot of women pretend like they're happy, or they don't tell you what's absolutely going on. Like women, absolutely, this is what they can do, what they do well. Women can have a toxic relationship with their man, but on Instagram, they'll pretend like they living their best life. And behind closed doors, they arguing and fighting with their husband or their boyfriend or baby daddy. But on Instagram, they'll pretend like they living the best life they ever lived, and they getting along with their baby daddy, their boyfriend, or their husband, and they living a good life. They'll put a family photo in Christmas, um, you know, and then absolutely cuss they boyfriend out, baby daddy, husband out, and say he ain't shit, but then pretend on social media that he's the shit. But I'll digress. Let me play this video some more.
Yes, I am miserable, but then there are days where I'm absolutely fantastic. You know, like I said before, I have a group that I started. I started this support group. I called it a support group, and people kind of like took it as help one another to get things done in Ghana, you know, visa, this, that. And I called it a support group for a reason, to exist here in harmony with ourselves, learning to live within an environment that's different from our own, and see how far we can take it with support of one another, because it's not going to be easy. No, I haven't found anybody that has talked on this level without trying to bash the country. There's no need to bash the country.
Here's why you have about 6 months to create an AI business if you're interested in this stuff. It's because of the new technology.
You know, see what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just find comfort in sometimes not saying anything, because if I say something, you know, is it necessary to say the thing that I'm bothered by? Maybe not. You know, maybe that was the problem, you know, in the West, that we were given too much acreage to speak. I don't know. But you guys need to know how I feel. Would I recommend, especially coming here to the North? No. Too many of my girls have come here and had difficulties. I have some that are doing okay, but I've had some ladies that have come here and have endured the most toxic ish I've ever seen or witnessed. And I myself have experienced that as well, babes. At the end of the day, y'all, really, Kitty been bad lately. She been eating all the baby rabbits. So I was going to say something, but then I got distracted by the cat. But I was going to say that I wanted to do this webinar where I shared my own personal expertise about what it's like to marry, or what to expect when you marry or commit to an African American woman, because we have history. Check out who? No. Oh, that won't last long, Jeffrey. That's a lie. She's under the spell of shrines. Don't get me started on that. Don't. Okay. I've been here for 5 years. I know what time it is. So I wanted to do this webinar, share with the men, African men, diverse men, what you can expect. We're talking about from the history up into different educational levels, so on and so forth. I have a whole list of these different ideas. And so sometimes I tend to throw it out there to kind of like test the waters to see how people will respond. And I don't think that a lot of people are really ready for truth in this world anymore. And so that is a part of why my whole YouTube experience has been, let me just go cook something and just be in the garden. Because it's not that I don't have anything to say. It's just that people don't like the truth. How can I not be miserable when people can't handle the truth? I embrace the truth as hard as it is, as painful as it can be, because the truth allows for growth unto the next level.
The truth is, she ran away from America from submission, and she had to do super submission in Ghana to survive, and she's having a hard time doing it.
You say put it out there to find its audience. Well, that's what I really like, honestly. That's why I opened up that Higher Mind Network. I was like, well, I can't really, like I said, I don't want to offend people when it comes to like the Ghanaian experience, because how I feel about things is not offensive to me, but it can be offensive to someone else. And so another thing that I keep saying after I say this thing is that it always brings me back to myself. Well, is it really a big deal? Why would anyone ever go to a different culture or country and want to change things? Maybe it's you that needs to be changed. Yeah. Melissa, you say the truth is toxic. Okay, so I'm not alone on this. I thought maybe it was me. I've gone so many years in the US of complete bliss, studying so many different things, meeting different people on different higher levels, conscious teachers. Like I have so many amazing teachers that have taught me about the world before I got out there. And I'll be forever grateful for that. There's so many people that have entered in and out of my life who have dropped their seeds in my mind. I have kept your information, and I am so happy for that, because it helps me to look at the world for what it truly is. People do not like truth. Yeah. People do not like truth. They'll sign up for some drama in a heartbeat. But when it comes to the truth, my goodness, I'm like, how long shall this be? And I see it a lot on social media too. Everyone wants to be entertained. I get that. I mean, I get it. But I think it's just different levels of course, the consciousness, things that attract us, things which, repel us. Like, as an example, YouTube's algorithm doesn't really work on me. TikTok's algorithm doesn't work on me because I don't have set patterns by which I watch all the time. And so I'm in social media and I'm here and having fun like everybody else. But if you look,
I had pretty much what I had to say. I'm going to close this out. Like, share, subscribe, support.